Welcome to the Ramblers podcast.
Hey folks,
everyone.
Hello.
I've got Danny with me.
Hello, everyone.
Before we go on, we have a thing to mention.
Yes.
So our dear co-host Eric.
Yes.
He's had we can't divulge exact details. It's not in our place to, but he's had some personal matters he has to attend to. So at the moment he is. Yeah, for the next couple of months, his appearances on the podcast will be a bit sketchy. Like we don't know.
It's
whenever he can. So yeah. But I akin it to like when a band goes on tour, and like the bass player at home has a family emergency, so they have to bail. So you get a bass player for the tour. So without any delay, we'll intro our bass player on tour, Chris.
Nah, I'm just the dirty replacement.
Yeah.
sloppy seconds.
The sloppy seconds. I just got a contract from I don't know. I was touring the Middle East and I got a call saying, "Hey, listen, mate, we'll pay you like $6 for my podcast and
$6 and a cookie."
And a cookie.
Yeah.
No. Oh, the cookie? You didn't tell me about a cookie.
Well, I would have flown over straight away.
Oh yeah, cookie would have gotten me here earlier, man.
Yeah.
Congrats on you guys doing a second podcast as well. That sounds awesome.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Let's go. We're starting that
Possibly.
soon with brackets.
Soon is always a relevant term of
It's
a little bit of loose term, isn't it?
We've talked to our man, so she's like, once uni's done, like this semester, then we're gonna be like, all right, now I can all sit down and record it. Because at the time, there's
absolutely
no way any of us can get a single
No.
day that matches where we can all record. And also Eric, because he's meant to be on that and he's out of business at the moment. But yes, there's that. So welcome to the 14th episode of the Ramblers podcast. How you guys going?
Going good. I'm a bit tired, but I'm going good.
What do you got? What have you been up to, Danny?
Stuff.
Fucking always. What
I'm
have you
about
been
to
up to,
say,
Chris?
like, I think I might as well just go on and listen to one of your old podcasts because I'm pretty much getting deja vu for all, how many episodes? 12 of them? 13 of them?
I'm always like, Daddy, talk about yourself.
Stuff.
I'm busy. Stuff.
Well, I don't like
Uni
it.
works hard.
Yes. I don't like being put on the spot.
Alright, fine. I'm going to an attack right now. I'm going to go to an interesting person. Chris, what have you been up to?
I'm an interesting person. To be honest, uni has gotten me in a headlock right now.
Yeah, for all of
But I have had time to play like one game, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. But whenever I have a chance, I'm there.
Yeah.
Playing University 2017. It's fucking phenomenal. It's fucking phenomenal.
Kill yourself, Sim.
Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. Spend all your money and spend all your time.
It's like once you hit third year, you just nihilism kicks in towards like the end.
I'm just gotten very scared now because I've got you guys talking about third year and then I'm thinking, what about fourth and fifth year? What's gonna happen?
Like you hit that mood where like if you saw a stray cat walking past, you would be like,
"You're walking on my road." That was
you chose the wrong day to come explore the world, cat.
This is my sidewalk, bitch.
You bumped into the last 3 weeks of uni, Kai.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Would curb stomp a baby to end uni.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
Nihilism, it hits hard.
Yeah, it hits hard and it doesn't. You can't predict it. Well, you can, but.
I'm excited. I had a KFC feed before coming here. It was good. Oh, okay.
You might be in the best position of all of us.
It wasn't good. The burger was shit, but the chips are really good. And the KFC I went to, there was a dude walking around who was looking like he was about to start a fight.
If you went into...
I went to the city KFC.
Yeah, see, that's the first
and like
mistake.
I sat in the HJ's aisle. I'm like, man, I hope this doesn't like get me shot. It's like, oh, you're sitting in the HJ with KFC? Fuck you.
I just want a goddamn burger.
Yeah, and then like there's one dude walk around who's just like, ooh, fucking. It was like, are you waiting for an order? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And he looked so mad. He kept looking at me as well. I'm like, oh well.
That's great.
So, this is why I don't go to KFC in the city. No. Yes. So yes. You guys been good?
Yeah, still alive. Still alive.
So,
it's been the most stressful thing for me is having my computer in the shop, which is like when you've got a fucking big ass box of games in your room waiting to be opened. You need a PC to play it on.
There's also like uni work, like cause my computer is my main source of doing all my uni work. Yeah. I remember one semester it died halfway through the semester, and I was like, "You fucking kidding me?"
Yeah, no, that sucks, dude.
I was like, "I need my computer. I need it." It like blue screen. Essentially, like the air, the cooling system.
Oh,
it died. So like it stopped working, but it stopped working when my PC was on. So my PC just ran and then crashed and the hard drive essentially exploded.
Shit.
It was like, nah, fuck, too hot, and it just blew up.
Well, one of my hard drives exploded, which is why it's all shit itself, but that's okay.
Did you get any of thing back?
No, it's all gone. There's they had to wipe it completely. Because there was a problem with the RAID. It was on RAID 0. So that makes 2 hard drives look like 1.
Yeah.
And something wrong with the RAID array, so everything had to be wiped. Which is fine, because there's actually nothing on that PC that's important.
Yeah.
Everything that's important is on the cloud.
Yeah.
So like that's how I can use my service for work.
Yeah.
So I just plug it into a monitor, I'm good
Fair
to go.
enough.
Yeah, I'll have to re-download Steam and stuff, but honestly, God, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's
And also Steam cloud saves. If you
Thank God
it has
for that.
cloud save for. It's not activated on every game, but you can activate it on every game. So like. I used to be really annoyed. Like I play a lot of Total War, and that doesn't.
My God.
That doesn't automatically activate cloud save.
Shit.
So I'd be like, I have to start this campaign over here, and this campaign. Wait a minute. Went in settings, activate cloud save, and I can play any campaign wherever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Yes. Alright, so this week we got a lot of things to talk about. We've got a couple of bitch rants in the chamber about some companies getting closed by some other companies. There's a lot of Star Wars going on, because we'll talk about the title of the Han Solo Star Wars movie. Another negative thing I have towards Star Wars today. And we're also talking about Star Wars video games and
Yay.
the Black Panther trailer and the X-Men New Mutants trailer, and also any TV shows we've been watching and anything like
So
that.
everything we're talking about sci-fi is Disney.
Yeah.
Except, pretty much all of it's Disney.
Yeah.
It is.
Except for one.
It's like, man, I bought this fucking shoe. It's Disney's shoe. They own the rights to shoes in general.
They own every step I take.
They've made shoes more kid-friendly now.
God damn it.
More franchisable.
No cusses on those shoes, man.
Yeah. No
blood.
No heroes dying on those shoes, thank you.
Oh my God.
How many directors have been fired in those shoes? That's the real question.
Yeah, that's the question no one wants answered.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll move on to... we're going news first. We'll leave the biggest one for last.
Yeah,
Okay.
give it some space.
We'll
to
talk about the Han Solo one. So the Han Solo title has been announced.
Yeah,
It's called...
it's super unexpected. No one knew it was going to go this direction.
No.
But it's also a fucking terrible title. I hate it. Drum roll for the worst Star Wars title a Star Wars ever had. It's called Solo, a Star Wars story. Fuck that. I hate it.
Do you know how much money they had to pay the Coca-Cola company to license out Solo brand name?
Oh shit!
Not much. You know how much Disney would have been like, just open their wallets, like, tell me when to stop.
Seriously, at this point.
Like, we have a building full of money. It's called the Marvel Studios building.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much at this point.
It's like, we own Star Wars, we'll pay you anything.
They own Star Wars and they own
Actually,
Marvel.
they probably didn't pay Solo anything. They're like, it's like, you should be paying us.
Yeah, we're boosting your sales
Yeah.
right now.
But no, what do you guys think about the title?
So is it just called Solo?
It's called Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
See,
my prediction was close. I thought, but it wasn't.
I
quite
thought
that.
they were just going to call it Han Solo, a Star Wars story, which I feel like it makes more sense. Like,
Yeah.
that is his full name. It's a bit more dramatic.
Yeah.
But this is like Solo. It's like
Can you imagine like?
Lemonade, the Star
Yeah, I was
Wars
gonna
story.
say a Solo can just like
Floating
strutting
through
around.
space.
Just
Legend
wait,
Tatooine.
that name has been out there for 2 days. Give it a week, there'll be a whole bunch of
and then
posters
there's-
out there.
And then there's Chewy, which is
Surprised
gum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there
Like
you go.
Chewy, so you have like gums and like a Solo can, just like on a spaceship, just being
I'm,
like
I'm ready for that, dude.
Yeah.
Still better than the prequels.
It's true.
a breath of
I-
a breath of fresh air and a
Some lemonade to wash it
fizzy
down.
something.
Yeah, I don't know. This title just... Also, I don't like the official title, what it looks like. Because it's a slanted...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like...
It's in a square
It's in the old school
as well.
font, which is fine. That works nice. But it's like slanted, like, and in the square, like Rogue One. But it's the whole slanted, like, Empire Strikes Back type thing. But it doesn't look
Yeah.
nice because it's big, bold, in yellow. And it's like, this looks gross.
See, the thing like with Rogue One is it had like 10 letters to work with. This has
Yeah.
got
And
this has
also,
got literally
Rogue,
4.
also Rogue One inherently is a cool title. Like, that just sounds
Yeah,
cool.
no, I agree.
It's fun
Yeah.
to say. Like,
I'll be
Rogue
honest though,
One.
I didn't really expect much else from this name. Like maybe as far as I would have gone was Han Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think more people associate Solo. I mean,
It's
it's just at this point, it's just really who gives a.
It just annoys me.
For what needs no. I mean, what I really wanted that name to be was Solo, an unnecessary Star Wars story. Like I don't need it. I don't need this
I was on the
movie.
train on the way here and I was thinking about it. I'm like, I hate that tone. I'm like, I think half my hatred comes from the fact I don't really want this
Yeah.
movie in general.
I love the fact that Han Solo is this character that you meet in episode 4. You don't know about his past. He's a mystery.
Yeah.
That's what I like about him.
And, like,
Same problem I have with Alien Covenant. I don't want to know where the Xenomorph came from.
Yeah.
It's a mystery is half the excitement.
It's scary when we don't fucking know.
Exactly. So, I don't know. That's
So,
my problem.
Did you guys read any of the, or read any of the extended canon, you know, or not current extended canon, like the old like what's now called legacy stories.
Not aside from any of those that were engaged within games, and a few within some extended TV shows. Like, but beyond that, not really.
All of those, I've read a few of. I don't remember them, but I read bits of them, and all of them that delved into Han Solo's backstory and what he was were boring. It was like, oh, he was a soldier.
Because
like,
he's more interesting.
It's like, oh, he was a soldier. It's like, oh, cool. He had a wife at some point. Cool. Whatever.
Wait, sorry, I'm just reading something now. The production's working title was Red Cup.
Yes.
And
I would have taken Red Cup over Solo, a Star Wars story.
And that was the funny thing is
Red
that
Cup meaning the blood of the directors they fired.
That they used it as like Solo Red Cup, really?
Do you know what I think is funny is this is one of those things where the code name always sounds better than the actual name.
Oh my god, you know what's gonna be? It's gonna be it's gonna cross into the Indiana Jones franchise. It's use Red Cup instead of it's gonna be like that chalice he gets at the beginning.
Please no.
It's just gonna be at the end of the movie. It's gonna be Han Solo
drinking out of a
it's gonna be a reference. He's gonna grab something. He's gonna be like, I replaced it with something else.
I absolutely see that happening.
Yeah, with like just.
And then the ride's gonna be like, look how clever we were. Yeah. Fucking, I don't want this movie.
I can tell. I'm not too hot on it either. I just think it's unnecessary.
I was excited when Phil Lord and Chris Miller were still working.
I mean, I'll be honest. Like with
was it Tim Miller? No, it was Tim Miller, not Chris Miller. My bad.
Yeah, it was Tim Miller, but no, it wasn't Tim Miller. It was Chris Miller.
Is his name Chris Miller?
It was Chris something. Yeah, no.
Something Miller.
Tim Miller is the other guy.
No, because it's Phil Lord and then Tim.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But they've got Howard. Who is it now?
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard on now. I like him. I think he's a good director. He's
like old school safe director though. They'll be like.
Well, I don't think he's safe, but he is. And I don't want this to come across as negative, but he is a lapdog. And that he will do exactly what the studio wants him to do. Which is obviously why they hired him, but what I liked about Lord and Miller was that they weren't.
Yeah.
And that they were going to maybe give them spice.
But that
didn't work out.
But also, like, not just for them, like, Colin Trevorrow as well. It's like, I got a cool idea for a Star Wars movie.
I was never hot on him being the director of episode 9.
I was intrigued, because all I've seen, or we've discussed this on a podcast, all we've seen of him, me and Dave seen of him is Jurassic World, which is his worst movie. But every other movie he's done is like, I haven't seen them, but apparently they're fantastic. Where it's like, these movies are beautiful. And
they're beautiful, but my problem is I've from what I've heard, because my only exposure to him, knowingly at least, has also been Jurassic World,
which was not good.
But everyone else that I've heard talk about has talked about beautiful, lack story and characters.
Yeah.
Kind of mimicking what Ridley Scott is at the moment, where he's got a lot of visuals going for him, but everything else is kind of slim. I'm not a fan. I wasn't a fan of his directing overall, so I don't mind that they've replaced him, but...
Oh, yeah. I was a bit bummed, because I at least thought he'd bring something new. Because I was like... Because apparently he had, like, so many ideas for what Episode 9 would be, and he was also really good friends with... Who's directing Episode 8? I forgot his name.
JJ?
No, that's... you mean...
Current Episode 8, it's The Last Jedi.
Okay,
Ryan Johnson?
Ryan Johnson.
Yeah. He was probably working a lot with Ryan Johnson.
Oh, okay.
He was trying to base it off what he was doing.
Ryan Johnson works a lot with JJ for the...
Yeah, and apparently Ryan Johnson's script, from what we've heard, is fucking beautiful.
I've heard it's phenomenal.
Yeah. Even though, in the trailers, we've seen a bit of Empire Strikes Backness, and I'm just like, please, I accepted it for Force Awakens. I was like, you gotta prove you can make Star Wars again. Don't retread what you've already done. We don't want it a second time.
And I feel like that may be intentional. I feel like they're trying to lead us down that road, and they're not going to actually do that in the movie. I hope not, because I also got some serious Empire vibes from that trailer.
Oh yeah, like the AT-AT scene, which was like, that looks cool.
Well, the AT-AT scene, and there's a very clear, if you look later in the trailer, there's a scene that Leia is standing in that planet that looks like there's a rebel base on this planet, and then there are AT-AT walkers coming to that rebel. It's like, come on, just give us something else.
It's like, guys, we love Star Wars, but we want new shit.
I think Mark Hamill put it best. If you're going to try and recreate the magic, don't expect it, because lightning doesn't strike twice.
No, I actually completely disagree with that.
No?
I think that's laziness. Where it's like, that is not in terms of like, I feel like people like, because a lot of people didn't like what they want from Star Wars, but there's a lot of us, and I'm one of a lot of us are those people. We don't want the same thing from Star Wars.
Yes.
We want different Star Wars movies, and that where he's like, it's just they're not going to strike lightning twice. Like, no, that's yes if they keep doing the same thing. No, if they try new things. Where it's like, hey, let's try a Star Wars movie like this that's completely different from anything else anyone's ever seen.
Yeah.
But also, I think
then they can catch lightning a second time. It's because they're trying to catch the same lightning.
Well, that's why I was a fan of Rogue One. That idea, because it was something new.
Despite the fact that its flaws, it was a really different Star Wars movie. And it was and it's fun to watch. I wouldn't call it great, but it's fun to watch.
See, I liked Rogue One more than Episode 8. I still do. Seven. Yeah.
Just preempting your like for Episode 8.
Well, I mean, I like to hope not.
I'm so hyped for it. I hope it's good.
I think it'll be excellent.
Well, I mean, we've already booked our tickets.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
1 a.m. session.
1 a.m. No, midnight's for pussies. 1 a.m. Legit, because we were going to go midnight, and every single, even from normal to IMAX, was booked out.
Yeah.
And we were like, because we were going carousel, because I was thinking it was my stepdad and my sister.
And also IMAX, yeah.
But we were like, oh fuck, like, so like we didn't want to go to any other cinema, so we're like, hey, what's a 1 a.m. session? Seats were
empty.
Like there was 4 dudes in there. So I'm like middle back, like the middle at the very back, 4 seats in the middle.
It's gonna be packed as hell.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
For a 1 a.m. no. Because it's a Thursday and there are a lot of people who have work the next day.
But midnight sessions, how long's the movie?
2 hours. It's a Star Wars movie.
Okay, so 2 hours.
Star Wars is only broken...
the movie's going to either finish at 2 a.m. or at 3 a.m.
It'll be 3 a.m. because trailers.
It'll be like 2:30.
No, I mean, like, if you go to a midnight session...
Yeah, it'll end at 3 a.m.
It's 2 hours. It will end at, 2:30.
Oh, I see, so, yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to a 1 a.m., it's going to finish
we're not getting home till like 4:30.
Yeah, but I'm saying the movie's not going to finish until 3:30.
Yeah.
If you go to a 1 a.m. session. Regardless, you're going to be up past 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but there's those people...
So that's people that's like, I have work tomorrow. You have work at 9 o'clock at night. 9 o'clock in the morning. You might as well stay up if you're not going to get home until 4 o'clock.
Yeah, but then they run the risk of being drained at work.
Well, don't go to a midnight session.
Exactly. That's what
Sounds like you guys are complaining about having an empty
Yeah,
cinema.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, it's going to be great.
No, but I'm saying...
1 a.m. is going to be... not empty, but it's not going to be a lot.
I think it's going to be very tough for a Star Wars film to not fill seats.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's going to be
it won't be empty. I mean, like, it won't be midnight screening full, where every seat's gone. It will be like, there'll be like, I think maybe like the occasional 2-seat space. Because people, when they buy tickets, they don't buy next to people. So like, so whenever you, if you watch like tickets being filled up in a cinema, it's always like...
There's always a gap between them.
There's always at least a 1-seat gap. So that's how they fill up weirdly. So it's like, so a group of 2 bought these ones on here. And then say, then someone else will be like, I want to sit near there, but I don't want to sit next to them, so I'll move at least 1 seat down. Or
Just as a side note, why do people not want to sit next to people?
Oh my god, human interaction? What the fuck?
Actually, I'm asking that question.
I was going to say, you hate sitting next to people in the cinema.
Yeah,
why don't you ask yourself that?
You're always one that's like, whenever we go to the movies, you're like, move out the way, I've got the corner seat.
Well,
everyone, out the fucking way.
I have a valid reason to sit at the end of the aisle.
there's that reason, and then there's the other reason.
I think there's people that just don't like. I think I'm one of those people. I prefer having the buffer. Yeah. Where, like there's a seat free next to me.
And then you can put your bag there.
Yeah. Or like, I just like I don't like because I don't trust people. What if that person's just like loud or shuffles or something? I can't get silently annoyed at them because they'd hear me. Like,
well, how silent is your silent noise?
Oh, you know when like someone's annoying in the cinema
and you sigh, like.
And you look around to them, you're like, what the fuck are they? Or fucking kill them after the screening. No, but yes, the Solo movie.
So that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a dumb
Solo
title.
Red Cup movie.
I should have just called it Han Solo. I think that would have been fine. Not Solo. It's probably for the old people, like the people from the 60s, 70s, who would just be like, why is there a Lemonade Star Wars movie?
That's only going to be a problem in Australia, though. I don't think they have Solo.
I don't know.
Yeah, they probably don't. I've never seen it mentioned in America ever.
No, I don't think it's the Solo. I think they just got your old Lemonade.
We just got Rick rolled.
Okay.
Why are you singing? That's not Rick roll. That's Epic Sax Guy.
That's sax roll, yeah. Anyway, so the next thing, we got 2 trailers to talk about. Talk about the Black Panther trailer. I don't know why I said that in a French accent.
I never freeze.
Oh.
Yeah.
How good was that trailer?
I actually really like that trailer, and that's pretty quickly becoming one of my more anticipated films.
I was hyped for Black Panther from Civil War. I was like, I was hyped for Black Panther from announcement that he was happening. So I was like, this is a different type of Marvel hero film, which is cool. But like all the trailers have been really cool. Like they all build off the last trailer really well.
Yeah.
Like, this trailer was, and the action even looked a little floaty. The action looked because just like the suits allow him to jump around a little.
Yeah, I think it's quite clear that the visual effects aren't quite done yet.
Oh,
so
yeah,
they're a little
definitely.
bit janky. I'm hoping it'll look a little bit nicer in an actual film, obviously. But I mean, I'm looking for that movie just from its basis alone, but I can't tell you how satisfied I am to see Andy Serkis finally playing an actual physical role.
I know.
I've seen it a few times.
No, so have I, but I don't see him nearly enough, especially
yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
I love his work when he's in a mocap suit. I love it. But he's also a really good, just normal
He's a good actor.
And I love the fact that he's here doing actual acting with.
Did you guys see his
people.
gun? Did you guys see his gun hand?
Yeah.
In the trailer, where it's like
what?
his hand, because he's got his Ultron cuts his arm off. Right?
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
So in that action scene, when he's hanging from the car, he's got like his prosthetic hand.
I was wondering
and
what that was.
it splits off, it's like bullet, and like its hands go off the thing, and a cannon comes out, and he shoots the car. That's when the car goes like.
Yeah.
I kind of like that because it's a cost saving
Yeah.
thing because he doesn't have to put on a prosthetic hand for the entire movie. You
Yeah.
can just have a normal one and then it can be a gun when he needs it to be.
Yeah. That's cool. I really like the look as well. Like it looks really unique. Like Wakanda looks like super, not just like here is a hidden society. It's like it's like sci-fi land where it's like, but it feels lived in and like really.
It's still got a very good African identity to it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like an American city in Africa. It looks like an African, like the top end African city.
If Africa had like the highest tech in the world.
Yeah.
I love the fact that like it's like this has been on Earth the entire time. No one's known about it.
Yeah,
it's just like it's cool.
Because no one cares about Africa.
Right.
I'm saying that as an African. That's what I mean. I'm not saying that as an Australian.
I know, but it's just very funny. I'm
Also,
just like...
how cool is like the bro handshake in this thing where it's like,
with his
they tap arms and go like it's all gang.
I want to integrate that into my normal greeting with all my friends now.
It's like
with you with the boop.
Oh, the boop, yeah.
It's like almost like gangsterish. Like not super, but it's like the sway to it's like
it's got swagger to it.
And you're like, T'Challa, you're so cool.
It's got swagger. I love T'Challa.
Yeah, I just love that line that he says like, I never freeze. And he just like falls out of the plane.
And it's
like,
all that's like a custom accent. They had to create that accent.
Yeah.
Because Wakanda doesn't actually exist, so they had to create that accent. And it sounds so good.
And I like the CGI suits because the Black Panther suit is full CGI, or not full. They've got like a layer. Which is like
a
what
black
he wears
skin
on set.
suit? Yeah.
Well, not just black skin. There is like texture. Like there is real suit there, but then they add the layers on. It's like what they do with Vision. They give him the face, and they give him a very rough like here's that, and then they add the layers on afterwards. They got that from how they did Iron Man.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like Iron Man.
For the suit,
Iron Man was always layered. It was like Robert Downey Jr. would be wearing a full green suit. I think for the first one, yes, they ditched it for the later ones. They were just like, we can just have him
in the suit.
Yeah. Well, that, and also they can just have him just like standing there with like shirts and stuff, and then just put the dots on, and then because that's how far the technology came, they can just be like, done.
It's hard. I have to think it's literally been 10 years.
Yeah.
Of this, so technology has really advanced.
It's really interesting to like to go back and watch not just watch all the Marvel movies, watch how they made them all, because the process is like completely different.
I will be doing that in anticipation for Infinity.
Oh yeah, I plan on doing that. No, maybe not in one. Maybe in one night. I don't know. But that'd be longer than the Harry Potter marathon.
That's the longest. Like the only one that's longer than that's probably James Bond.
Yeah.
That's suicide though.
That's like literally how many is it now? 45 movies?
Yeah.
Really?
Not 45, sorry, 25 movies.
James, 25.
Yeah, so I think and Marvel is getting up there in terms of numbers. Oh yeah. So it is pretty much.
I do plan on watching through because that'll give me a chance to go buy every single Blu-ray of Marvel.
That's my intention as well.
Part of me's like, they're going to release an Avengers box set that's like the entire Marvel collection.
They did. It's $600. Don't buy it.
What Marvel Cinematic Universe movie came out first?
Iron Man.
Iron Man. When was that?
2008. Yes, 8. And then Incredible Hulk followed closely after.
Yep.
Cool.
And then I can run down everything for you. I've got a partition of my brain that's dedicated to Marvel.
Well, just because I was thinking.
So when Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, and then Avengers 1. Yep. Iron Man 3 was the first after Avengers.
What about Iron Man 2?
I've already mentioned Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
So Iron Man 2 was the third MCU movie. Because Iron Man 2, that was back when it was like you only gave sequels to the successful ones.
Yeah.
So, and this was back before Marvel was a studio as well.
That's true.
Because Marvel only became a studio after Avengers?
No, it was after Iron Man 2.
Was it Iron Man 2? Oh, yes.
Because they wanted to have more control over the movies.
Because Iron Man was Paramount that worked with them, I'm pretty sure.
It was basically when that basically happened when Marvel was bought by Disney. Yeah. That's essentially when that happened.
Disney's like, have a studio.
Yeah. I think that was after. I want to say that. I want to say that Thor may have been the first.
Yeah.
Fully.
No, yeah, I remember that because Thor was also like. Because I remember Thor had so much hype over here because one of our boys, Chris Hemsworth, was in it.
One of the Hemsworths.
Yeah, well, the only Hemsworth that matters. I'm sorry, has Liam Hemsworth ever done a good acting role ever? I'm sorry, he hasn't.
Westworld. Oh no, that was the bad one. Westworld.
No, that's his other brother. That's not Liam. He's a good actor.
That's Luke Hemsworth.
Yeah, Luke. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
It's always funny when you see a Hemsworth. Side note: whenever you see a Hemsworth in something, it's always funny because. You can always tell they're hiding their Australian accents.
It's like when you see a Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Like, I know.
Yeah.
I know your lineage.
As soon as you hear that Swedish, like Norwegian back, you're like, that's one of the Skarsgård. There's like, what, 42 of them? All from the one Skarsgård as well.
Yeah, he was a player.
Skarsgård bloodline.
They've got like the Skarsgård royal acting family.
I like the Skarsgård bloodline was like normal, and then it got to Bill Skarsgård. It was like normal. 32 kids.
Yeah, because Bill Skarsgård is okay. Like he's in Thor.
No, that's not Bill. That's not Bill.
Wait, which Skarsgård's in Thor?
That's it's an S something.
Not Stella. No. Oh no, that is Bill Skarsgård, isn't it? No. Okay, no, I meant. Oh, I got them confused. That's Stella. No.
Stellan.
Yeah, Stellan.
Stellan, that's right.
Yes, and he's the one that had all the other Skarsgårds. So all the other Skarsgårds are his kids.
Yeah.
All of them.
Oh really?
Yeah, all his Skarsgårds.
Oh my
basically bought the Skarsgård name.
Yeah, and
he's Daddy Skarsgård.
And he forces them all into acting. He forces them all into acting to make them try it.
Why? And only one of them reached it.
No.
Oh, what about PlayStation 4?
There's at least 3 have reached major role.
Oh, okay. Maybe I've just not seen enough of their films.
Pennywise?
Yeah, no, that's
Pennywise, that's the newest, that's Bill.
That is Bill.
Alexander Skarsgård, which is...
Oh yeah, Alexander Skarsgård.
He's from True Blood and Legend of Tarzan. He and his stuff. And then there's... Oh, none of you watched Vikings, hey.
No, but I've wanted
one of the key characters, Floki, is played by Skarsgård.
That's right, yeah.
He's really good.
They're going to take over the world.
Skarsgård.
Hey, you think that they've got this many kids with Stellan Skarsgård? Wait till all his kids have kids. They're going to take after their daddy.
And 90% of them are attractive, especially Alexander Skarsgård.
They're all attractive. They're so dreamy.
Yeah.
It's funny, because you look at Stellan Skarsgård, like, how? That come from you?
Oh boy, ruthless.
Just get like a Stellan Skarsgård, like, hey.
Yeah, our first famous comment is the Skarsgård.
I wouldn't just. I love Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah,
he's a great actor.
I love him. And there's another trailer as well.
X-Men New Mutant. Oh wait, do you guys have anything else to say about Black Panther trailer? Are you excited, Danny?
I've been excited. I love Black Panther from like the beginning, and then when they said that he was having a movie back in like 2000 and Avengers 1 time.
No, Avengers 2.
Yeah, Avengers 2 is when they announced the timeline.
2015.
That's right. Yeah, the timeline.
Because I remember that day where it was like, oh yeah,
that was a day.
Oh, I remember that was like the DC Marvel pissing contest when I was at Spider, because DC was like, oh, here's a list of movies at a board meeting, and then Marvel's like, all right, everyone, come to this theater.
Yeah.
And it's just like, here are all our movies. Fuck you, DC.
Yeah, that was an intense.
Yeah.
I remember every DC fan being like, yeah, all these movies, and then like the couple days later, they're just like, oh, Marvel was.
I remember I was looking at it because I just had started.
They made an event about that as well, like because DC's it was at a shareholder meeting where they showed off their timeline. And then Marvel was like, Kevin Feige, they all came out with actors.
Yeah.
And they had an event. Yeah. And they played the trick on everyone where they're like, oh, we're making a movie called Captain America the Serpent Society.
Yeah, that's right.
And everyone was like, that. It was like, alright,
there's
cool.
a better name.
And they're like, oh yeah, we've got one other movie to show you. Remember that Serpent Society movie? Civil War. And everyone was like,
everyone fucking loses it.
Yeah.
Then they did the similar thing with Guardians Volume 2. They pushed it forward a year.
Yeah.
Which never happens, by the way. Never happens.
So I'm buy that on Blu-ray. So I really want to watch that again.
It's so good.
I'm going to buy Spider-Man on Blu-ray. I'm falling behind in my comic book movies.
Yes.
I haven't bought Wonder Woman, haven't bought Spider-Man, haven't bought...
yeah, DC's not going to get my money until they've convinced me they have quality.
Well, that's why I want to get Wonder Woman, because I genuinely...
Wonder Woman for me is still a flash in the pan, and I don't, and I'm not as hot on it as everyone else is. I still really enjoyed it, but not as much.
Wonder Woman is in one of the most overrated films of all time. Like, well, not the fact that it's bad. I mean, it's just...
It is overrated.
When people are like, it's the greatest superhero movie of the last 10 years. Like, no, it's a good superhero movie.
It's really good, at least for the first two thirds.
And it captures the spirit of old superhero movies really well, but it doesn't mean it's a magnum opus. It's no Dark Knight and it's no Civil War.
I think the reason people are so fussing so much about it is because it's one of probably the better DC films that's been it for quite a while.
You give them an inch
and Wonder Woman, I love Black Widow and I think she's badass, but despite the fact she is a strong female character, she is a bit more of a sex object than as a Wonder Woman was the first one to beat every other, because there's a few of the few female-led Marvel movies coming out. Captain Marvel being the chief of those.
That's right, yeah.
Wonder Woman beat them to the punch of having the first strong female superhero.
And
yeah. And there was a few times like, remember when we saw it today, the trenches line where it's like, that's no man's land. I was like, don't fucking say
they
it.
were. I was convinced they were going to take that line.
And just zooms up. You're like, yep, they're going. And she's like, cut shot, and I'm like, oh, the writer was smart. They were like, oh, let's not throw it down their throats.
That's what happens when you get a director.
Let's not do an Eowyn.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I am no man. That's still badass though.
Oh yeah, but that's like
she gets the right to say that if you stab the Witch King of Angmar in the face.
Yeah. And
he is all like, you... And also that's different time period as well, because that was when women were... Like...
Well, same with Wonder Woman as well in that time, but this is Wonder Woman at that point who was, for all intents and purposes, this naive, not very... doesn't really know about the world. She's completely out of her depth up until that point, so she doesn't earn that right to say that line.
But if you stab the Witch King in the face... You can, and after he's all like, oh, I'm a man, I'm stronger than everyone, and she's like, how about no? And then you take a mace, like a fucking flail to the arm.
Christ,
I
remember as a kid, I was so scared of that flail. I was like, oh, please don't get hit by that, you'll die. I've played Diablo, I've seen what flails do to people. Oh, so good. Anyone else got anything to add to the Black Panther trailer?
No, I'm just excited.
Right. So the next trailer is probably the most interesting one. So I remember hearing about how they're doing this, and the trailer actually lives up to how they were doing it. Is X-Men New Mutants.
Yeah. So
this is a new X-Men movie in the vein of no ties to original X-Men from what we... No obvious ties.
Well, no, it's in that lineage. It's in that...
Oh, yeah, it's in the universe.
It's in that universe, and they will have a lot of references to it, but it just follows through Fox's new strategy to have every movie kind of be its own genre piece.
Yeah, and they're doing the smart thing of... See, they're doing what DC's trying to do. Because you guys have heard that DC's got, like, the 2 cinematic universes now.
No.
We've mentioned it on a podcast.
Oh, so describe... Because I probably...
I'll break it down. It's essentially, we've got the Justice League cinematic universe, which we've got... And then they've got a separate one for one-off movies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's... In terms of consumerism, that's dumb. Because there's going to be so many people, like... Unlike us who keep up to date with that. Even then, you were like, what?
Yeah.
So it's like, unless us people who don't keep up to date, they're going to be like, why is Batman... Why is Joker... Did they recast him? And then the next Batman movie comes out, it's back to Ben Affleck. People are like, but what? As when Fox are doing it smart, as where it's all the same universe, they're just trying different ideas. Where it's like,
DC's kind of given themselves a get out of jail free card because they know that their lineup is weak.
Yeah.
And so they've kind of given themselves like, well, just in case we need to start over, we've got this universe we're building here.
If Justice League bombs.
Yeah, which it will.
Well, at least I think money-wise, it will make a lot of money. It's the first time the Justice League have been on screen.
I don't know. Batman v Superman was pretty hyped for that exact same reason.
Well, for the first weekend, it made... Like, for what it was projected, it made a fuck ton. It's just word of mouth killed.
Well, yeah, and I think if Justice League goes in that same vein, it's going to happen again.
Oh, yeah, no.
I think people aren't ready to take the bullshit.
I think what will happen, though, if it does do well, then word of mouth is like, it's actually good, guys, trust me. Will then be like... Because then they've had the one win before, which is back, will be like, oh... So maybe they're doing things right. So then there'll be those people who are like, I don't care, I'll wait till see what it hits. They'll be like, oh, it's good. Oh, I might go see it now.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, but if it is like, oh yeah, no, just another DC bomb, like, not DC bombshell. Just another DC failure. It's like, oh, well, I'm not going to waste my money.
Nah, yeah. People don't want to waste their money.
But also, yeah, X-Men New Mutants looks really cool.
Yeah, I like the whole horror aspect of it. Like, I was actually unimpressed by the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that's only because there's only so much you can do with a horror trailer.
Oh, yes.
Like, you just end up... It doesn't matter what your horror movie is, you do just end up recycling the same tropes because there's nowhere else you can really take a trailer for horror. I'm very intrigued,
the concept,
I'm very intrigued by this concept that we've got mutants who are discovering their powers, and that is horrible. Like a horror film, in living that.
There was some great imagery in there. Like
there were some pretty cool.
The washing machine jump scare was pretty good.
On the walls and stuff.
Yeah, that was
hands on the walls. So I'm excited for it for that reason. I'm not going to try and get too hung up on the trailers though, because I don't think that the trailers will ever be able to impress me.
Yeah.
Just because it's a horror film.
I just like, because when I heard this was going to be a horror film, I was like, really? I'm not like, I don't think, but I was just like, they're doing it.
They're going all in.
Then I was like, all right. And then I was like, oh, if the trailer actually conveys me that's an actual horror movie, I'll get excited. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
They're going horror movie on this.
That was pretty horror, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't expect, other be like, oh, it's a bit spoopy for an X-Men movie. But then they go, no, this is
If you
torment.
ever tell me again that you haven't had any influence on Kai, I'll tell you about this moment.
The spoopy?
When you just said spoopy.
Spoopy. But yes, like... Oh yeah, that's
You've
like,
changed, Kai.
but also the use of both of these trailers use music really well. I'm glad it's not being overdone because like I got scared because Guardians popularized using music in trailers. Oh, no, they weren't the first, but they were the one who was like.
Well, that was one of the things that Suicide Squad did so poorly was try to emulate that.
Yeah, where it's
and
like,
that didn't go so well.
Bohemian Rhapsody in the trailer, guys.
And
I
it's just not
really
even there.
like that trailer.
I didn't like
the
the trailer.
trailer.
I thought
I like the
it like the movie itself, it's flashiness over substance.
Yeah, I like the
To
trailer.
be fair, it is an accurate representation of the movie.
There you go.
It was just like it's like look how flashy this movie is, and then it's just like
We've
oh,
got famous guys.
it's probably just a trailer, and then a company's cut, and then you watch the movie, and you're like, this was edited by trailer people. Well then, but like I really liked the New Mutants trailer. Did you like it, Nanny?
Yeah, no.
As you're a bit of a horror fan yourself.
That's the thing is that I like spoopy. Well, that's the thing is I didn't want to go see any horror films, but this is a little bit different. So I think it's more suspenseful. It is definitely horror, but it's not like the.
Also, the sound design in the trailer was really good.
It's not like blood and guts kind of horror.
Yeah.
It's not throwaway horror when I go on about all the time where it's like, oh, scared, movie's done, cool.
But my only concern is that it is a if I talk about American ratings, it is a PG-13 film. From what I hear.
So there are like that is a bit worrying, but at the same time, I don't think that I think for what this would be, I don't think that would hinder it.
Well, see, my concern is not the fact they can't put as many blood and guts in it because that's not horror for me.
Yeah,
that's like
just gore.
It's like gore porn and stuff like that.
It's Saw.
It's you're limiting the kind of imagery that you can have.
Yeah,
the kind of how evocative your themes can be.
It's like the director.
You have to hold back on how harsh you can.
It's like the director of Logan said, where it's just like once you put that R18 on, the audience they're not going to be kids.
Oh yeah, you don't. People are playing around. Yeah,
which means all those bounds of would this scar a kid are gone.
Yeah, and people are going there and they know exactly what they're going to get because you don't look at an R film and say this might be fun. You look at an R film and you're thinking of far more mature.
It definitely landed an M here. I'm pretty sure, unless it's really because PG in America is so loose. It's like
what is PG-13?
PG-13 is M for us.
Or
really?
MA.
No, MA is R.
Really?
So Logan for us was MA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're essentially because us Aussies we've got much stronger guts apparently.
No, because I think.
But it's also the rules of some of
they don't perfectly correlate, but there is some.
Isn't that the complete opposite? So in America, gore means it's R, sex means it's PG-13. No. In Australia, it's the opposite.
No. Kinda.
Because in Australia,
so gore, not necessarily. For America, it's what type of gore you're showing.
Oh yes.
So stabbing, like if you show stabbing,
it's fine.
It's fine. If you show the instrument going through the person, that points towards an R.
Yeah.
Blood points towards an R. Highly visible blood. So like if you do an Assassin's Creed where you darken the blood down and it doesn't look like that much blood, you can get through.
Whereas with us, if we can just say MA 15+, you have to be 15 to watch a knife go through someone's head. Cool. Whereas if there's boobs and vagina and genitals and shit like that,
but also for us, it's different because I've watched M movies with some pretty graphic sex.
The way that I've always seen it is that every PG-13 movie gets that F-bomb license.
Yes.
But they can say it once, and they can keep that rating. The similar kind of things goes across for Australia as well, where you can have someone flash once. And you can still keep an MA rating. You're fine. But if you go anywhere beyond that,
I've seen
and M's as well.
Boobs in M movies before.
And then they start to push that a bit. But the way that I've always put it, like in terms, like the way that I've always thought about it is PG-13 is our M, their R is our MA, and then their X is our R.
The big thing with Australia though, and it's not that big in America, it doesn't really constitute towards their ratings as much as it does here. Drug use. Soon as you get drug use in one of our films, it's an immediate MA.
Yes. Yeah. And
or drug use shown in a positive light.
For America, it's the opposite. It's less about drugs, more about porn.
Which confuses me because...
So like if you show skin in a like a movie in America, you're bumped straight to R.
Yeah.
They're just like, no. As well, us, we're like, it's fine.
It's just a butt. It's fine.
Yeah. It's like Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Full on Logan ass, just right in front of you. You're like, good stuff. I'm happy I'm seeing this movie right now.
It's like good one of our own buddies' butts.
Yeah. Or like...
No, but I'm trying to figure out because that's what I was trying to...
Full frontal nudity gets you MA here. So you can show dicks in MA.
That's what
You can't show vaginas. You can't show vaginas.
That's what I'm so confused about because...
Fucking equality.
Movies, they make it MA 15+, but TV shows like Game of Thrones and shit like that, that's an R rating for us.
That's because of how graphic it is.
Yeah, that's true.
That also that's graphic sex scenes.
If you what you'll notice, I think I forget what episode, what season it was. I think it was season 4.
Also, the violence is hyper violence.
Yeah,
it's classified as hyper.
The season 4, I think, was an MA for us, and that was because it eased up on the violence.
Yeah.
And then, even though the violence was the same through season 5, they ranked it up to R for us because there was rape scenes.
Yeah.
Well, that's obvious, but that's what I'm trying to figure out because in games they make drug use R18.
No, that's games.
Games are completely different.
Because we've only recently had R18 where before we had.
Well, the game we won't go into now because it'll be a whole podcast itself. The game rating system is a broken kettle of fish. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Our movie rating system is great. It works perfectly fine. And the fact that our government and all that stuff, they don't care if something's rated R. It's like, it's rated R, whatever. Fuck, who cares? It only affects cinema screenings. That's what as well in America their R, which is NC-17, that's a death sentence. Like a studio, unless they know what type of movie it is, if it's like ratings board says back it's NC-17, they're gonna be like, well, things are getting cut out of this to whatever they said is NC-17 worthy. It's getting done. That's why the 50 Shades of Grey movies, they're not that graphic because if they did go to what it was meant to be, NC-17 it'd kill box office because.
Well, I'm so confused because, like, I don't get it because they make it MA 15+ for drug use and graphic sex scenes and shit like that. But
I think if you have both in Australia, if you have both, it goes to R.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, I don't think I've seen many films that are R18.
We don't have that many, to be honest.
Yeah, there's not many out there.
Well, Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot of Tarantino's movies are R-rated.
Because that's again that's sensationalized violence.
Yeah, and also drug use up the fucking ass.
Yeah. Like, what you'll find as well is again like you'll think of some films that kind of have that film has both. Why isn't that ours? Again, it's that like 1 or 2 license thing that you get 1 or 2 shots.
Kill Bill is an interesting one. Kill Bill Volume 1's got the R rating. Volume 2's got MA.
Yeah.
As also because Volume 1's got that brutal as fuck
that
action
black and white scene. Yeah.
Which is black and white because in China that was too graphic. The throwdown with the Crazy 88 was too graphic in China to be screened. They're like, you can't screen Kill Bill. And because Quentin Tarantino was like, fuck, because that movie was heavily inspired by Chinese cinema. He was like, fuck, put a black and white filter on it. And then he ended up loving the black and white filter so much he put it on every version of the film. It was only meant to be for the Chinese version.
See, I would have liked to have seen an uncolored version.
It hasn't been released. It's called Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair.
Yeah.
And essentially, it's this... what Tarantino, it's the director's cut, as in it's like 6 hours long, like 7 hours. It's the entire Kill Bill story. The black and white fight scene's no longer black and white; it's full color now. He hasn't released it ever, but it is something that he's worked on.
We've
spoken about ratings more than we have talked about this trailer.
That's true.
I know.
It's because it's an interesting subject.
Yeah,
it is.
At least for people who like movies and shit.
Yeah. I think this is geared a little bit younger because it is about young mutants kind of developing their powers. But I like.
And I feel like with the PG-13, you can get away with a lot in America's.
Oh yeah.
Like Casino Royale's PG-13, and there's some brutal shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, ball-bustingly brutal shit. In that
hey.
Oh god, I watched that movie recently. That movie never gets old.
No, that's a classic.
I love how like little rant. I love how uses the 3-act structure in a completely weird way. It's not like start, middle, end. It's like the start's one bit, and then that's the end of that bit, and then the next bit is like there's the Casino Royale. It's the second act, and the third act is after the Casino Royale. Then the whole thing with Casino Royale is resolved at the end of the second act, and the third act is just what happens after.
I think it's one of those you want something different movies. So you flipped it up a bit for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes down as one of the greats.
That's also one of the rare times where fanboys were like told to shut the fuck up because they were like, this is gonna be the worst Bond movie ever, and then they watched it and they're like, oh,
actually not bad.
I take everything back that I said.
Yeah.
Except for old people. I've talked to a lot of my parents hate my mum hates Daniel Craig as James Bond.
Really?
She hates him. She's like, he's meant to be a brown-haired man. It's just like, shut up.
Oh, I wonder what she would have said if
Idris
Elba got that role.
Racist!
Yeah.
No, mum loves Idris Elba. So.
So does my mum.
Yeah. Idris
Because the dude's an attractive young man.
Because he's beautiful. Like, yeah.
Also that voice. Just like, we're gonna laugh form. That's from Prometheus. But I was like, we're gonna pick up a laugh form over here because he's southern in Prometheus.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We're picking up a laugh.
Hands up! Oh, love him. Awesome.
Just let you know if you need any helping, I'm right here. That was the weirdest line of dialogue in that movie. And Charlize Theron just looks at him just like,
hands up.
Okay. Okay, be in my room. See you soon.
Yeah. Yes, so there's that. The last bit of news. This is a soul-crushing bit of news, which I was like mad at because AAA video game industry. Whenever I try and defend you, shit like this is gonna come up, and I'm gonna be like, well, nah, can't do it.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
Nope.
So EA and their fucking infinite wisdom. Also, fun fact: their CEO is an Australian man.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and I had respect for him.
Yep.
We've spoken about this on this show.
Yes.
That we like him because he's an Australian running EA right, and then this happened and proved us wrong.
Yeah. And like that one, I remember that one E3 press conference when he's like, "You guys don't want to see gameplay." It's just like, no. That's why we're
That's
here.
actually what we do want to hear.
Yeah.
It's like, we're just going to show you some of the games. It's like, or show us the gameplay. And he's like, I'm from Australia. So the
I was born and raised on an old cow whipping factory over in the southwest.
of America.
I'm not good at living. Leave me alone.
Australia.
The factory of cows is like, yeah.
Tenderizes the meat before it's cooked, man. That's what it is.
Australia.
Australia.
But no, I suppose I was a bit far off. So Visceral Games Studio, who famously have created the Dead Space games, they were also working on a Star Wars game for EA.
Not just a Star Wars game, but probably
the Star Wars game.
The token Star Wars game.
A game I was incredibly hyped for.
Oh my god, yeah.
It was Amy Hennig's single-player action-adventure Star Wars game that had a lot of hype around it because it was Amy Hennig's new game. And then EA, because they're fucking geniuses apparently, was like, you know what, let's shut down Visceral and then move the game to another studio and then tell that studio to completely change everything about the game.
Yeah, they've pretty much rebooted it now.
And also, before going, did you guys read the press statement they put out about it?
No,
yeah.
One of the reasons why they not killed Visceral, why they moved this Star Wars game and are completely redoing it is,
and this is what really, really pisses
won't
me off.
keep players coming back.
Yes. And that just really makes me mad.
Like, and then I'm just like, not every game has to be a fucking hero shooter with an online mechanic or something like that.
And I read that, and it's just, you've got those games already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a massive multiplayer game.
See, I'm not
a massive multiplayer Star Wars game.
That's what I mean. Like, you've got that going for you, where people for the past 2 years now still playing Battlefront 1.
Yes.
They've still got that in their repertoire. They're still playing that every week. They're still giving you money off that. Yeah. You've already got Battlefront 2 coming out. Keep it isolated.
And that's the thing, it's like, not only did, like, this game had hype, because from what we saw, it looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
and even for what we didn't see, just from the idea of the talent that was behind it.
Yeah, and, like, the whole fact that Amy Hennig has not just a dedicated fan base, a massive fan base.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, as soon as you hear Amy Hennig's making a game, what?
Yep.
That's what I heard. Like, I remember Eric told me, he was like, oh, do you know Amy Hennig's making a Star Wars game? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Also, for people who don't know, Amy Hennig created the Uncharted franchise.
And Daxter.
And if you go back a bit further, she created the Legacy of Kain franchises. One of my favorite game series. Both of the things that she's created are both, like, some of my favorite video game franchises of all time. And, like, the whole annoying thing was just, like, it's like, I assume because Shadow of War I saw an article and they're like, because Amy Hennig's ruthless with how she wants her game. She treats it like movies, but she has it very, like, she's looking out for the player. She doesn't put anything that she thinks would like,
get in the way of the game.
And get in the way of the player experiencing the game.
Yes.
So, Shadow of War infamously has got loot boxes and all that shit.
Yeah.
Nobody's happy about that. I feel like because loot boxes are the new fucking thing, apparently. Fuck you, Overwatch, for doing that to us. I'm blaming Overwatch for that. As soon as Overwatch came out, everyone's like, ooh, we're gonna have loot boxes in our fucking game.
Yeah, but Overwatch does it right.
Half right.
Well, when I say they're doing it right, I mean not pay to win right.
Oh, yes, true. Yes.
They just do it for cosmetic.
It's for cosmetics. Yeah. Shadow War.
Shadow War is a little bit overblown because it actually has no effect.
Yeah.
But
you can get like full heroes though.
You get full heroes, but there was a whole misconception that you can get a hero in a box, go away, and then someone can come online and kill your character. Those guys buy, which is simply not true.
Oh, okay.
But the necessity of it was completely overblown. I think rightfully so at first, because you get cynics out there who are thinking, well, if they're putting in loot boxes, then the balance of the game's going to be fucked. Turns out, not nearly as much as it was.
Yeah.
I think it was more the idea of having a freaking loot box in a single player game was real shitty, which it is.
It is.
But it's one of those things you can't ignore. What they've done with Battlefront 2, if we're talking about EA, you can't ignore. Because it is, as it is now in the beta, it is pay to win.
Yeah.
It is essentially pay to win.
Yeah, that's bullshit. And that annoys me because, like, I'm not ignorant to. I know making games is a business. You got to make money. Like, that's how you get. That is how, not just games, movies,
and
anything. That's how you gain. That's how you gain success.
Yeah.
It always comes back to money. There would have wouldn't have constantly made money. That's fair. Well, chuck a multiplayer mode. Like, just be like, oh, just chuck a random. Do it in Uncharted. Be like, we got to have a multiplayer mode. Just chuck one in.
Well, that's what happened. There was that time during the mid 360 generation where every game had a multiplayer because the idea was we don't want them to trade it back in.
Yeah.
And not because
that's because the trading thing.
Not because we wanted them to necessarily give us more money, but because if they traded it in, and then someone bought the traded in, they wouldn't get the revenue from it. So it was more about maintaining all sales to go through them.
That was during the war between game designers and game
publishers and retailers. Yeah. So now that the 2017 version of that is loot boxes, not necessarily to stop people from trading in, but for people to keep giving them money throughout playing the game.
Yeah,
but that's
which is worse in my mind.
What would have been like? There's ways. I don't get EA's reasoning because there's ways to do that in this type of a single player linear action adventure game. There's ways to do it that are annoying. Costume DLC, like story mode DLC, like we're adding a new chapter, like a little extra campaign if you want to keep playing, $10, boom, and then all the fans are like, fuck yeah, I'll buy that.
Well, also look at what Shadow War's doing. They've got a multiplayer mode that very few people will dabble in, but the people that do dabble in there will commit to it.
Yeah,
or that's it. Or just add a fun multiplayer mode to the old this Star Wars games. It's like, you beat single player, cool. If you want to keep playing it, there's a multiplayer mode. If like all stuff, there's loot boxes in there. That's fair, but like. I feel like what happened is I saw an article about it was Shadow of War had the loot boxes and it's gained a lot of bad press. I feel like Amy Hennig and Visceral were like, fuck that. We don't want the bad press. We don't want that to affect our game. And EA was like, you gotta have loot boxes though. And then they're like, it doesn't fit in our game. It's like, we'll just shut you down and move the game to a studio that will put loot boxes and we're just gonna change the entire game.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating because if they were worried about money, this game would have sold like hotcakes.
This game was, I think,
all it needed was an E3 trailer. Was a proper E3 trailer that everyone would like.
I would wager this is the exact reason why we didn't see a trailer of this E3, even though it was so due for one. It was simply due down to the fact that the EA and Visceral were going back and forth on something to do with how the game was going to be produced and how the game was going to be sold to people. That's where negotiations started breaking down.
Because this game was in the making as soon as Disney got the license.
No, this game was in the making as soon as Amy Hennig was kicked from Naughty Dog.
Oh, and yes. Which was around the time when Disney got the license. That's when Disney announced all the new Star Wars games.
This was in 2015.
Yes.
So it was, she pretty much balanced because, she's Amy Hennig.
Yeah.
She would have left Naughty Dog and gotten 6 billion calls.
Yeah.
She went pretty much into a space of a week from Naughty Dog to Visceral.
Yeah.
And then that's when she broke up into her own team.
Yeah.
So so Visceral was pretty much predominantly working on Battlefield at that point.
Yeah.
So she broke up her own team when they finished doing Battlefield Hardline and had finished doing post-launch support for it. They all basically jumped on board with her Star Wars game.
I remember watching the video was the behind the scenes for this game.
Yeah.
And it was like they were stuck the massive storyboards and like all the stuff. They're like
this thing was far along as well.
And it was just like, and there was that one clip of like that dude walking out from the house, and then like the TIE fighter flies past. Yeah. It's got like the ripped Imperial flag, and you're like, oh, this looks so fucking. And again, there was a single player action adventure game like Amy Hennig. This is Uncharted with a Star Wars paint job. Yes, this is what I want.
Yeah.
I've had this ripped away from me once before, Star Wars 1313.
Oh, no.
And again, why can't we get our single player action adventure Star Wars game?
And do you know what? It's like Star Wars 1313.
Yeah.
You're looking at a game that is mostly done.
Yeah.
Amy Hennig's Star Wars game would have, if this hadn't happened...
It was going to get an E3
It was going to be in the next 18 months or so.
Yeah.
Was going to be out. And 18 months, that's crunch time. It was games of this size and scope. That's crunch time where pretty much everything is being put in solid, and now it's going through alpha,
Code,
beta, and polish phases.
Making sure the game works as well.
Yeah, and pretty much putting all the pieces that are there,
and quality
putting them together.
And quality testing.
Yeah, and 1313 was at that exact same point as well when they were shut down. That was shut down for a completely different reason.
Yeah,
but it really goes to show
that was because of the merger.
Yeah, and that really goes to show as well though how much of a gem games like Hellblade are in this industry at the moment.
Thank God that
we have games out there that can still be focused without worrying about
the AAA thing.
About the whole AAA bullshit that's going on at the moment. That we have some games that are just like, we just have one vision and we just want to get there. Yeah. This was a game that was run in every aspect by the developers.
Yeah.
And we're looking with the publishing industry at the moment. You have...
It was going to be a cinematic...
The minutiae is run by the developers. Yeah. Everything else is the overlords with the publishers.
And this was going to be like a cinematic, a single-player action-adventure Star Wars game. Where it's like... So I've known some people who aren't even gamers who'd buy that. They'd be like, oh yeah, you should, like it'd be like playing a Star Wars movie, but really cool. I'd buy it. I'm pretty sure your dad would buy it in a heartbeat.
Oh,
he'd be like, oh fuck
He'd be like, offline, no multiplayer, no internet connection,
a story.
Yes, please.
So many people get off-put by the idea that everything has to be online. Yeah. Some people, casual, hardcore, dabble, whatever you want to say.
Even me, like if someone's like, oh, this game's a multiplayer game, I have like an. Is it?
Well, let me put it this way. Like, I'm a hardcore gamer. I spend thousands of dollars on games and game-related hardware every single year. When I put Shadow of War on my computer first time, first thing I'm doing is putting it offline.
Yeah.
Because I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want that extra superfluous stuff. If I want an online game, I go out and I buy an online game.
Yeah.
This isn't what I'm looking for. Yeah, and so I get rid of that feature when I can.
Yeah. That's just like... I have this... I used to be that person I used to get really mad at indie people who'd be like, the AAA industry's fucking broken. Like, I only ever play indie games. I'm like, don't be up yourself, because it's just like there are great games in the AAA industry, and
there are still now.
There still are now.
Oh, definitely is, but it's hit that point now where like the video game industry has hit that point. Like, it's always been following a trend at one point. So whatever the biggest thing did, everyone's followed. Like Diablo clone. When Diablo came out, it was like the millions of Diablo clones that followed.
Well, not just Diablo clones, but think about all the auction houses that tried to spring up. After Diablo 3.
I hated that.
And then none of them took off, thank God. But everyone tried because it was working for them.
And then like Blizzard not coined it, but like they perfected the RTS.
Yeah.
And then how many RTS games came out after Warcraft and StarCraft? Millions.
So are we blaming Blizzard for this?
Like,
no, let me, because you just brought out Diablo.
And then I was going to mention Overwatch.
And then you're going to mention Overwatch, and you just talked about StarCraft.
WoW.
WoW. Once back
I think Blizzard is the root of all problems in this gaming industry.
Maybe not the root.
No, the thing is,
I'm kidding.
Inspiration.
What happens is Blizzard perfects it to a point where everyone gets it.
Yes.
I don't say Blizzard is perfect. Blizzard have a million things wrong with them.
Yeah.
But the big thing is whenever they make a game, A, it's solid. B, it somehow gets a massive fan base. Like everything. Hearthstone.
Yeah.
That came out. How many card-based multiplayer games followed after that? Fucking Dota's getting one now, and like Elder Scrolls has one, and Witcher 1 is the only great one.
There's another one that's just about to come out as well.
Oh yeah. I saw you tweeting
that,
about it, or Facebook does, I forget what it is though. My brain automatically turns off when I see card games now.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I've stopped playing Hearthstone because just the pay to win aspect has broken me now. I'm just like,
I've still got Hearthstone on my phone, and I saw like a 2 gigabyte update for it the other day. I was like, I don't want to remove it from my phone because maybe one day I'll play with Danielle, and then if I have to be honest with myself, nah, probably not.
Well, I go through phases where I play through Hearthstone again.
That's
and
like me with Marvel Puzzle Quest.
To be honest,
Jesus Christ, that's a game.
The amount of time I spend playing Hearthstone, I might as well get back and play Magic. It's a better card game and it's more fun. And also the community aspect's a bit better. Like,
That's the other thing that also just really breaks my heart about this breakup. Is not just the whole idea of the studio, which has got such a... I mean, I wrote into your episode 10.
Yeah.
With my top games of that generation were the Dead Space games.
Yeah.
Like they were
even 3.
Incredible. 3 is when I see EA starting to take over their business model, and that's when I don't really consider that part of that.
I wish Eric was here because I'd be like, talk about Dead Space 3 and he'd just tear it a new one.
Yeah, no, for me, Dead Space is 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Dead Space 3 is a spin-off for me.
Yeah. Because
even the DLC, I played it all and I did enjoy it, but it's not, for me, considered part of that series.
Yeah.
And that's EA stepping in. I don't think any of those choices were made by Visceral. And then same with Battlefield Hardline, and now with Amy Hennig's game.
I remember being so excited for Hardline, and I played it. I was like, this is not good.
Because it was different, and it was a
it wasn't fact it was different. New. It was the fact it felt like Battlefield Light. Like, because I was so hyped. Because a lot of people hate Battlefield 4. I love Battlefield. I didn't play it when it came out. I waited like a smart human being. I was like, I'm gonna wait. Smart man. Wait 6 months. Wait for all those patches to come out.
Yeah, bro.
And I bought it. It was the first game I bought on Xbox One because I got my Xbox One. My uncle got me Dead Rising 3, which I played for about a week. So everything I had, I was like, man, this game's. Once you get like good weapons, nothing is important in this game anymore. But then I was like, I'll get Battlefield 4 because all my friends had it, and I dropped at least 100 hours into Battlefield 4 because it was so good. So
I dropped at least 100 hours in Battlefield 4, and I also dropped a couple planes on Danny as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that was a massive game. I remember playing Hardline. I remember being really hyped for it because I liked the idea of cops versus robbers, and I was like, this is gonna be really cool. When I played, I'm like, this is Battlefield Light.
It's almost like a more accessible version of Payday kind of thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of the modes weren't, like, it wasn't...
Well, that was... But I mean, that's the way it kind of came across. Yeah. It's like, you got Payday, which is quite niche. Like, not... Like, everyone knows... Like, a lot of people know about it.
I've never played it, but I know what Payday is.
It's played by a very, very tight-knit group of people, and then this is more just a higher-strung version of that's what they were marketing.
Battlefield, but you steal shit at
exactly,
the same time.
Yeah.
But you really just do what you do normally in Battlefield. You run around and shoot people. But, like, yeah... But the Visceral dying is heartbreaking.
But see, that's the thing.
Another game I was so hyped for, ripped away from me again.
Yeah, and I mean that's
and another single player game.
What I was thinking with them as well is like really heartbreaking to see them go, considering I know so much of their games in the past, and I love so many of the games in the past, and it's influenced so many of my games in the past. But the thing that breaks my heart even more is poor fucking Amy Hennig. One of the most respected writers in this gaming industry.
For some reason, gets fucked around.
A fucking gem in this industry. Pushing forward so many barriers is treated like shit.
Yeah.
By now too, and we don't know the story that's happened here, and we don't know the story that happened in Naughty Dog. But in both cases, her babies were ripped away from her because she was riding them her way.
Add Legacy of Kain to that. Legacy of Kain
is that really?
Well, because she said in the thing, because there's 5 games: Blood Omen, Soul Reaver 2, Blood Omen 2, and Defiance. Defiance being the last.
Yeah.
Defiance wasn't meant to be the last game.
Right.
There was meant to be another one. Defiance was meant to be the build up to the end, and it was like they were like, nobody cares about Legacy of Kain anymore, we're not making it. And she's like, and she had a whole game ready, she had a story, like she's like, just let me make it, and they're like, nope. And
that's what happened here.
Like, and no one wanted to pick it up.
I can guarantee you this game, in terms from a creative standpoint, was done.
Yeah.
I can get and Uncharted 4 was, from a creative standpoint, was done. Yeah. She got out, and they rewrote. They basically redid that game. Yeah. So I mean, who knows? Here's the thing: they've closed down the studio. They are restaffing the members.
Yeah,
so they are moving them to as many.
So at least they didn't lose their jobs.
Yeah, so they are moving to many studios as well. The only one we don't know anything about is what's happening with Amy Hennig. Yeah. We don't know if she's left, if she's been kicked out, or if she's moved to another studio, or if she's still working on this project.
That's what you said. Like when she gets treated bad, it's like people are like, I get so pissed off when no one's like, because I love Hideo Kojima. He's my idol in terms of game designers, because he does not look at games as like, let's make a game that works. He's like, let's push this like as far as possible. Not just technology, like let's do weird shit that no one will think of. And he treats his games like movies. I'm like, and everyone's like, man, I wish we had a Western Hideo Kojima. We do. It's called Amy Hennig, and no one gives her any fucking respect.
Yep.
And it's just like, and then it was like, no, but she just makes action games. Like, yeah, but I have not played a game of hers that wasn't fantastic.
She only makes action games. What does Hideo Kojima make again?
Action games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're not only great action games, they are among the best action games. Like when you think of an action franchise in gaming, there's very few franchises you go to, and within that is Uncharted.
Yeah. if someone's like okay, like they're not the best because I'd have like if I actually got time to think about it, I'd probably say like, what is the best third-person action adventure game? Someone's like best third-person action adventure game, go to be like Uncharted 2 straight. I'd be like, no, it's good. It was like really like unique games from like PS1 era, but Legacy of Kain done. It's just like all these beautiful games.
They're
like,
in the top echelon of gaming for each respective generation.
Also, how great would it be to see Hideo Kojima and Amy Hennig team up?
That would be.
We'd probably get the greatest.
See, that's. I feel like
the producers of the world would be like, we can't. No, every game will be terrible.
They will be Rockstar.
Yeah.
Because those are the two things I would like. The two things I would really love is for her to team up with Hideo. The other thing was I wanted her to start her own independent studio and build something that's so hers.
Yeah.
That
no one can take
like a Hellblade.
I'm pretty sure if she went to crowdfund and was like, I want to make a game that's not going to be ripped away from me. And then
that was the title. That's all it needed to be.
I just want to make.
I would give her $100. I'd
be like, yeah, cool. And I'm pretty sure she'd be funded in 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And you'd be like, oh, cool. It's just like that Star Wars. If she went, okay, so that Star Wars game's ripped away from me. How would you guys think if I just repainted it as a certain game, as like a sci-fi game that was my Star Wars game? Would you guys back that? Oh, it's backed. All right, fine, let's go.
Because
they put so much work into that game. I remember seeing all the dev diaries as well. They were just like every single thing in the game was storyboarded to incredible detail. Like everything was planned. Like Amy Hennig was not just story writer; she was motion cap director, and she was
the director. She's the director of the director.
She was also game director and story executive. So she was the brain. She was telling everyone what to do.
That was her project. It was her baby, and that's why I think it hurts so much more knowing how much of her is in this.
Yeah.
Twice in a row now.
Yeah.
Like I know with Kain as well. You're talking about that, and that I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
But now you've got 2 back-to-back games that she's been spending the past 5 years. So 5 years of her life at this point has been working on these passion projects that have been ripped away from her.
Yeah.
It's just horrible. Yeah. Just horrible.
And again, EA and their infinite wisdom. It's just like, that game, okay, maybe we wouldn't have kept people coming back, but you would have made so much off the initial sell.
Yeah, but why, I just want to know, I'm just wondering, why does that matter? That people aren't going to come back. Why can't you just leave that as is? Yeah. I think this story is going to develop. Like, there'll be a lot of stuff coming out over the past couple of days.
I expect Amy Hennig at one point to just come out and be like, fuck EA and all that.
Well, that depends if she's still with them or not.
Yeah.
Because we have to see. But there will be things that I'm sure you guys will talk about on your podcast again, because there will be new details that come out.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see if EA
I just don't like the state of the AAA gaming industry at the moment. It's gone to where if you're not following the trend, then no one wants to play. It's just like... It's just like gamers want different things. Like I thought I thought Sony. Well, this isn't Sony, but Sony was like doing the good thing, which is just like, oh, it's a weird idea for a game. Fucking make it. See how we do.
Yeah.
Like they've gotten rid of the whole but people really like shooters now. They're just like, oh, you're gonna make a weird psychological game about like mental illness and in Norse mythology.
We'll fund you. We'll give you money for it.
Do it. We'll see how we go.
Yeah. Here's a check.
And if we don't make money, well, fuck you. You're not making games with us ever again. But we'll give it a go. That's how they look at it. Where it's just like everyone else is just like all the big ones are just like, nah, that's not going to do. It doesn't have loot boxes though. Can people keep playing? It's like no. Like I get longevity is a very important thing in a game. Like very important to have your game be as longevity as possible. Where it's just like you have to keep players intrigue, but like single player games, like look at games like Last of Us. Okay, that had multiplayer mode, but the whole point of that was to be.
But it wasn't a shoehorned in multiplayer though.
Yeah,
it wasn't the focus. But I can say this about like even though the Uncharted games, if we're going to talk about Naughty Dog, none of their multiplayer modes are actually shoehorned in.
It was all about the experience.
But the multiplayer modes are actually good.
Yeah.
So it's not like Spec Ops: The Line, which has a fantastic single player mode.
Oh yeah.
And then throws in this throwaway stupid ass multiplayer mode. Like all those Naughty Dog games have great multiplayer modes too.
Yeah.
So there's a way to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And do it well.
And there's so many games that have done it well. Like Uncharted is like the prime example of this.
Yeah, because we're talking about Hennig, I guess, is mainly why that pops up. But it's
it's like so many people I know, even without knowing who Amy Hennig is, they would have bought this game. Same with 1313. That I know many people who are like a game where you play as a bounty hunter in the scrubs of Coruscant or something. and like that one at that trailer with gameplay, they're like on the ship and it's like falling through, and you're like,
that was so beautiful.
And the graphics were like the most ridiculous graphics anyone's ever seen, and they were like, so we bought LucasArts.
And we've shut down the game division.
Yeah, it's just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
There was fans who were looking, not just a little bit of fans, there was Star Wars fans and people who just want to play a video game. Yes, that add fucking Amy Hennig. This game didn't even have a name. That's how like.
Well, it did, but I think that if this wasn't going on internally, we would have had a trailer and a name and a launch window.
I remember
this past
E3. That was one of them. I was like, we're gonna get. I was like, it's been a while.
I was 100% on it.
I was like, we're gonna get the Amy Hennig Star Wars game. I'm scared about Respawn Star Wars game now because they're working on one as well.
Yeah, but I think Vince Ingenito at this point is not taking shit at all.
Yeah.
Like, but the thing is, like, he inspires an incredible amount of loyalty.
Oh yeah.
If he goes, the entire studio's going. Similar to what you find with Visceral, but they will go and they'll continue their work by themselves, and I think EA's scared of that.
Yeah, and it's also because I think it's also Amy Hennig's a nice person, but that's the guy who runs Respawn.
I'm not quite sure. Well, Vince isn't. Well, he's not nice in the traditional sense, but he's also been fucked over a bunch of times, so he doesn't have any patience.
And he does not. He's one of the most anti-triple. He works for them because they make his games.
Well, he doesn't see himself.
But as soon as they start to screw him over, he's like, no, I'm calling you out on this, and it's just like, all right. And I think he has different. When it comes to signing contracts for property stuff, he has different rights.
No, he owns Titanfall.
Yeah, also like that's when they come up with ideas, he's like, I'm the number one owner of this. You can publish it and do whatever the fuck you want with it, but I own this.
But you see, he didn't even use he has so much control over something like Titanfall. He didn't even use EA's engine. He used Source.
Yeah.
So he owns everything.
Yeah.
Or he does own. He everything is owned or it's open source.
It's just all the financing stuff went through EA and all the marketing goes through EA.
Well,
that's another game that's been not ripped away, but put into the grave by EA. Titanfall. This year has been sad. They've essentially Titanfall 2 has been we've said there's no more Titanfall essentially.
No, they've said there'll be a third.
Really?
Yeah. Vince has come out, there'll be a third. Okay. But that's the thing, like when and how and if and when and
we've lost so many games this year. It's like Scalebound was taken away from us. Mm-hmm. Mass Effect Andromeda was killed early because they were like, fuck it.
Mass Effect for a while is going to
be killed. The series gone.
Yeah.
Just like, nah. Again, at the hands of EA again, and then now Amy Hennig's Star Wars game at the hands of EA. It's just like, nah, fuck it. No, nobody wants this game, right?
Press F to pay respects.
Yeah. Yep. I like that tweet we saw where it's just like, save Cyberpunk 2077. Protect Cyberpunk 2077.
That for me, Cyberpunk at this point is my saving grace because it's got probably my favourite.
If the day comes and says it's like Cyberpunk 2077 is not happening, I'll be like, well, I've lost faith in the games industry. I'm out. Like done. Like
indies, guys.
I would have lost faith in okay. Like I said,
you will be the voice of reason in our despair if that happens.
I will be.
To be fair, like
there's Thumper.
Yeah, but like
for $5.
It's going $20.
It's going from games like
$20.
It's like going from having games not coming out that we're looking forward to getting hyped about an indie game and then playing it and being like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, I think I mean,
but what it was
for me. I enjoyed like 1 in every 10 indie games where I'm like, this is cool. Like Cuphead's the 1 in every 10.
Well, you put it well, Kai, when you said
this is when I was talking to you last night.
Yeah, no, because you were like, I have gone from shitting on indie games and being excited about AAA games that may or may not appear to okay. AAA games may or may not happen, but indie games, regardless of how great to okay they are, they will come out regardless.
Yeah.
So it's
at least they come out. That's
well, not always, but I think it's more so like there's less complications behind that.
And this year, I think all the standouts have been relatively indie games, like Hellblade, Cuphead. Like fucking love Cuphead. It's brutal, but I love it. Mm. It's like being married to the most abusive person ever. You just can't leave.
Oh, it's insane.
But there's been a few other indie hits this year that have been like a lot bigger than.
Unravel was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, that's 2 years
before.
Ago. Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, bro.
Unravel.
That was 2015, bro.
Oh,
yeah, because 2016 you got Faye came out and you started losing your mind over Faye.
That's right.
Not came out, was
that coming out? Is that this next year?
Hasn't got an announcement yet. I think it'll be spring.
I know it's happening soon because they did release a video where it's like, don't worry guys, it's coming.
It's still alive.
Q2 of
It
2018.
was Gamescom.
Yeah. And also 100 days until Monster Hunter World.
Oh yes.
I'm so excited.
See that?
Also, 8 days until Wolfenstein.
see, when shit like that happens, I'm like, there is hope in the AAA games industry.
But it's lying outside of the western side of it for the most part.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I would
Monster
never
Hunter.
say the day. I thought, because not too long ago, Capcom was regarded as one of the worst things. But in terms of, Street Fighter Arcade Edition's a bit shady.
Yeah.
But in terms of everything else Capcom's been doing lately, they've like cleaned up their act so bad. Like, all their big releases have been really good.
The only problem is they don't have a neck.
No.
Like, yeah. Fuck.
Their shoulders are too big.
But like, yeah. Alright, so moving to our major. Oh, that was pretty big because I didn't expect to tangent on all that.
Yeah.
But the other point of why we're here, we'll be a bit more happier because
It's just a
it's not about games we're looking forward
It's
to
just
being
about games love.
complete. Well, there might be some game hate because it's not just Star Wars games we like. We're talking about Star Wars games.
Woo! Yay!
So we won't even play this. Just riff. Just see how.
Can I start first?
Yeah, right.
Oh my.
Wait, let me guess.
You're gonna steal a
Oh my god, Republic Commando!
Oh my god,
so
yeah.
good!
Shush! No.
Just
Yes.
send that gif into the group chat.
No. Okay. So, Star Wars Republic Commando is amazing.
Yeah, it's
Where's
incredible.
the sequel?
Yeah, no, I'm
Another
with
game
you.
ripped away from us.
Yeah. So they were.
Don't hold your breath.
They-
Yeah, hold the license. Fuck off.
Oh, I know. They're so like.
What are Star Wars games? Just like the ones like, nah, you don't get this one. Nah, I don't get this Star Wars game. Yeah, you get this Star Wars game. You get Galactic Heroes. No one wants Galactic Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you.
And also, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the 2005 version.
I didn't know
Can
we were done talking about Republic Commando.
Is that really all you have to say, Danny?
Well, I mean, I don't know. You seemed pretty.
I was being funny.
Okay.
I actually really like Republic Commando.
Oh no, I love the game. I love it to bits. I've played it like twice now.
I bought
I played it twice for 1 hour.
Well, no.
I bought a $40 Star Wars pack.
Yes!
That had maybe 12 games in it.
Yeah.
11 of them I didn't care about because I bought that pack for Republic Commandos.
I
bought
cared about
the-
a few on there. I think it's the same one we got. Republic Commando on there, Battlefront 2.
Well, Battlefront 2, that's what you can...
And Pirate War.
Yes,
The
everyone.
top-down
You
game.
guys are forgetting two of the, I'd probably say, the best Star Wars games ever made.
What, Knights of the Old Republic?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
See,
that's on my list.
I never played that.
You,
I've never played it.
I-
I'd say.
when I played them, they weren't new when I
Yeah.
first played them, and I was like, these aren't that great, right? And then time went by, I played more of BioWare's RPGs, and I went back to Knights of the Republic, and I'm like, even though they're like graphically and gameplay wise, it's a bit rudimentary. It's an old school type of RPG.
Well, it's aged badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even then, they're still really, really fun to play.
Well, as
Like,
soon as you told me that they were made by BioWare, and I was like, they're the people that made Neverwinter.
And
Why
Mass
have I
Effect.
not played this? I
Who
love
else supposed
Star
to make
Wars.
Dragon Age? Who else are the people who made Mass Effect? Huh?
Yeah, but at the time it was I don't know.
at one point in
yeah.
time, regarded as kings of the Western RPG,
Yeah.
and then you play KOTOR and you're like, I see exactly why everyone said that, because they were great at it.
They were
fantastic. I went to go play KOTOR for an hour, the first Knights of the Republic, for an hour just for fun.
Yeah.
I was up for 9 hours. I couldn't turn it off, and that's when you were over. You were like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm like, oh, I feel like playing some Knights of the Republic. I'll be back. I'll go to bed in like an hour. And like it was almost 6 o'clock in the morning, and you were like, hey, I'm like, what? Oh yeah, we're going to bed. Continue battle. Like.
It's so good, yeah.
And they're so good.
I remember renting that out from a Video Easy
Oh Jesus.
a week at a time.
I did that
because
on,
I had an Xbox and didn't have any money to buy.
I did that with Knights of the Republic 2, and I screwed my save up because when you get to the first space station area, like the first hub world, 'cause you start on the ship and you have to break out from the dying ship. You know how it's like there's that quest. It haunts me because it destroyed me on the inside. That quest where it's like you have to. All these people want this plant. And to get through this space station, you have to get this plant for someone. I was an idiot kid who was playing in the mindset of someone who plays games like Diablo.
Yeah.
Who destroyed everything.
Because you could as well.
Yeah, and I killed that plant.
No!
And they're like, you need to go. And all these people were like, oh, we need this plant from this like foyer. And I was like,
Standing over its remains.
He's like,
whoopsie.
what plant? And I went to went to walk through. It's like bright caps. Do not destroy the plant. It's just like if you do, you're stuck. You're not getting. And I was like, and I only had one quick save slot, and I was like, fuck, done.
We're like 50 hours in at that point.
Yeah, but I was like, oh, that was such a good game.
So here's a test question. What color lightsaber did you get?
Oh, I didn't get to the point in Knights of the Republic 2 where I got one.
What about one?
I found...
This is a test, by the way.
Well, 'cause you have to make them. You have to make your lightsaber.
Yes.
You pick your Jedi school first.
Yes.
And I've done all three. And then you pick what type of, like...
Answer the question.
Colour.
Stop deflecting.
See, I can't...
You pick your school and then they give you...
Yeah, so which was the one you
The
went
first
for?
one I went generic and I picked one
Guys!
with the blue.
Sad man!
Then I did Wisdom Jedi, which gives you the yellow lightsaber.
Yes!
And then it's...
Yellow all the way.
Because it's... Because I was going to say Adept. I'm like, no, it's not Adept. Because it's Wisdom for yellow. Because there's four... Is there 3 or 4 schools? No, it's 3.
It's
3 schools of Jedi.
Green, blue, and yellow.
Yeah, and I can't remember what the names for the green and blue were. But I know yellow was Wisdom.
Warrior was blue.
Yes. No, Knight was blue, Warrior was...
And then Force...
oh, yes. So, no, it was Knight was blue.
It was Priest or something like that.
Knight was blue. Oh, and then... Green was Counselor.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was either you got your Force,
you pick Knight, you pick Knight, Counselor, or Wisdom.
Yeah.
And then Counselor was like, good at both, kind of.
What was your middle
Wisdom,
range?
you're full force. You're like... And then Knight, you're just like, I love every white lightsaber.
I like my yellow.
I do like the fact... I've always found it a bit weird. This is like... My last time I played it, I tried to play a rogue Han Solo character. I was like, I don't want to use the Force. And the game's like...
Literally forces it on you.
Yeah, they're just like...
Yeah,
it's like, bitch, this is Star Wars. What do you think's gonna happen?
And I'm like, but I just want to get through... I'd be really fun to get through the blaster. Just a blaster. And like, pick a Jedi school. I'm like, I don't want to pick a Jedi school.
It's just like, you can't progress without using Force. It's like, I don't believe in the
Force.
Force.
They don't do that. There's a point where you go to
the game just ejects your disc and tells you to go to bed. I don't believe in the Force. Well, fine. Don't play me then.
It doesn't do that. What it does is you go to, not the Jedi Temple, you go to... It's like the island where the Jedi are hanging out.
Yeah.
And,
they're hanging out.
Yeah, and which is you help a Jedi... you help a Jedi Master escape from prison in a Sith city.
Oh, wow.
Because this is back when the Sith were in power.
That's right, yeah. Oh, wow, that long ago.
Knights of the Republic.
Yeah.
And so you help this Jedi Master break free, who's voiced by the one and only Laura Bailey. Is it Laura Bailey or Jennifer Hale? Jennifer Hale, yeah, that's the one. So I get the two mixed up.
The other one.
I get both the greatest female voice actors ever mixed up.
Sexist!
All women are the same. Long jokes. Women, they never come.
All women are the same. All women are the same except Danny, and that's only because she has cool hair.
Yeah.
Your head tells you
all
apart.
women are the same except for Danny and Claudia Black because she sounds so hot.
But that's the thing is that Claudia Black is, just amazing. She's incredible.
Oh, she's the greatest
human being. She's a goddess.
But again, if it weren't for Claudia Black's voice, you two would be the same person.
Yeah.
Just consider that for a second. Yeah. So because you sound like a dunce that you don't get to...
I can't copy Claudia Black's voice.
No one can though. You just see it. I remember when I first time I played Dragon Age Origins, came across Morrigan, and I was like, huh.
Oh, I know.
Not just visually, but just that voice, I was like...
Do you want hashtag Dick So Hard? It was right there.
Yeah. I was like, well, I don't... It was like, usually in a Bio game,
but for me, it was Dragon Age 2.
Yeah. But I was like, usually in a Bio game, who do I romance? She's like, I don't...
That one!
It was like, Morrigan.
If I can close my eyes and still get an erection, that's the one I'm going for.
I didn't even give her better armor. I'm like, no, she can stay with her OG armor. Because she looks so fine.
And she sounds so fine.
Oh, man.
And all she gets... And you give her that mirror, and she gets really happy.
What about the Lego Star Wars games? Did you guys ever dabble in those?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because they were my shit for a while.
I really like them, to be honest.
I love them, dude.
Especially, did you play Lego Star Wars 3?
Lego Star Wars 3?
Yeah.
They came in the trilogy bundles, dude. Yeah, bro.
Lego Star Wars 3 is a different game. So they made Lego Star Wars, and then Lego Star Wars 2, which is original, and then they did the Lego Star Wars Complete, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then they made Lego Star Wars 3. Lego Star Wars 3 followed Clone Wars, the show.
Oh, no, I didn't do that, no. No, I only did the film ones.
Oh, okay, yeah. But Lego Star Wars 3 is fucking great.
Okay.
It has legit, because Clone Wars, it has battle, war areas, but they're not it's a little thing. These are massive, area battles where there's troops, and there's, a troop map, and you can build, troops, but you're also playing as, a hero character, and you're running around, and you have objectives. It's like playing Battlefield, but with Lego.
Yeah.
And it's just
I think I've played every single Lego game apart from a Star Wars Lego. Not intentional.
Well, that's only because it was one of the first ones. It was
I know, you haven't played any of the new ones though. Every year, new Lego game.
Okay.
There's like multiple ones.
Because
Did you play Lego Dimensions?
No, but I want to.
And they're about to release Lego Marvel Heroes 2.
Yes, that's right.
Which I'm actually
Lego Dimensions looks really cool.
Which I'm somewhat excited for the Lego sidetrack. Somewhat excited for Lego Marvel Heroes 2 because I played Marvel Heroes 1 and I loved Marvel Heroes 1. It was so cool. But I like the Lego Star Wars games. They're cool.
Yeah. What else have I got here?
The original trilogy, the prequel trilogy ones were the better ones. I didn't like the original trilogy Lego Star Wars.
I don't remember them that well because they were pretty much the first games that I played on my original Xbox.
I played through them not recently, like a few years ago.
I remember browsing through Xbox Live Gold, and they came on as one of your backwards compatible games, and I literally, my brother had gone to bed.
Yeah.
Because I downloaded all my games overnight. I literally went to his room, I picked him up, he was not happy.
Oh, wow.
And I picked him up and I said, Tom! Because we used to play co-op.
Oh, of course.
And I sat him in front and said, look! He wasn't not enthused. I was enthused. He wasn't. He went back to bed. But he was excited the next day, I promise.
That's awesome.
It's really nice to have... I love back compat. Like, I swear last time I was here, I was also talking about a back compat game.
Oh, I love it too.
For. And it's just... It really brings back some memories.
Never have to turn my 360 on ever again.
No,
sit there.
Yep.
You know what? That 360 game.
Fuck you, Sony. God damn it! I'm so
I love
upset.
how everyone was like, "Oh, backwards compatibility." Like, they're gonna add that many games, and like Xbox, like, no, we're getting there. We're adding every game.
They fully went in, yeah.
And they've announced that OG Xbox backwards compatibility is coming back. I'm like, yeah, fucking
Crimson Skies.
Yeah. Oh, Crimson Sky.
I still have that on disc.
And
I still have an Xbox ready to go. I can play it right now.
Oh, okay, there's a HD version which you can play, but Oddworld Stranger's Wrath and Munch's Odyssey and all that, and fucking Halo you don't need to play because we've got the shinier versions.
Yeah, no.
But like Primal Instinct, did anyone play that? Oh no, Brutal Instinct, did anyone play that?
You're talking to
The
someone.
old Time Splitters games. Oh, so many old school Xbox games you get to play.
I was just really pumped when Voodoo Vince came back.
Okay. Danny's going out for some reason.
Yeah.
Yes, were you there?
Yeah, but you got a Voodoo Vince games when that was remade as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
There's so many. I love that Xbox backwards compatibility because I played a lot of old school Xbox games. Fable will be on there as well.
Yeah.
But like Fable 1. Actually, I don't like Fable. I realized I don't like Fable 1 that much.
What's the other one that I really had? Do you know what? Actually, kind of enjoyed the Force Unleashed games, even though they kind of get a middling rap. I actually kind of enjoyed those.
I have a very bad...
Especially 1, not so much 2.
I've talked about... I think the sequels that didn't do well. I talked about what I thought about Force Unleashed, but I'll do it again anyway. Force Unleashed 1, I loved it. Loved it. Thought it was great. I had a glitch where... Do you know how you had the planets and then you... In classic old school video game things, you backtrack through every planet?
Yeah.
So it's like... What's that? Cool. Wait, was it anything like...
There's nothing important. It was just about dinner.
Oh.
Because they're going out, so we don't have to sort out our own dinner.
Cool. Anyway, so you know how you go back to Felucia? The planet, like...
Yes,
the floral.
Jungle parrot.
Yeah. So you go back there, and then you have to fight the chick with the police baton lightsabers. The boss,
Another
boss...
yellow lightsaber, by the way.
What? Oh, dude, black lightsaber. Black lightsaber.
Oh, of course!
I only got to use black lightsaber. Or white lightsaber. I love how they had all the different lightsabers, like they're pulsing or like unstable. But no, the big thing was go in the elevator to go to the boss fight. Game would crash every single time.
Oh, bugger, really?
Yeah, and I had to restart the game from all the way from the beginning, and I never beat it. I was like, fuck this game.
Yeah, I think at that point...
So I've got a bad taste. I have a bad taste with Force Unleashed 1 in my mouth. But as much as nobody likes it, I really liked Force Unleashed 2.
I don't mind it. I don't think it was nearly as good as the first, but I liked it because in my mind at that point it was all about power play.
Yeah.
Which Force Unleashed 2 did really well.
It was so bananas that like you could not.
That's what I mean. Like you just had so much power.
I had so much fun like making stormtroopers kill themselves, just like you're depressed. Throw himself off a cliff. It was so there was some cool. It was not perfect because it was like 4 hours long, not even. But like I felt Force Unleashed 1 just muddled on for so long. It was just like we're here.
I think it's because
we're here.
And there's a lot of inconsistency between the two as well.
Yeah.
But I just tried to shut off my mind.
Two, I enjoy it because it's a solid 4 hours of just brainless fun, and I like it. Was like, what if Jedis were Super Saiyans? That's like essentially like what Force Unleashed 2 is like. Guys, I've got a few Star Wars games. Does anyone else got any more?
Well, I mean, I was gonna say like.
Well, you can talk about Republic Commandos a bit longer if you want to.
No, I was gonna say I love the fact
game.
that they.
Republic Commando's hard.
It is, but it's fun.
No.
I love the strategy about trying to command all your troops.
It gets a bit hectic when the game throws you like. Again, you can chalk it up to, well, you're in a hectic situation, which is cool, but there is a few times you're like, yep, the clone troopers are a bit too dumb.
Yeah, they are. They're way too, like, stupid.
And you're like, oh, well, now they're all dead, now I'm dead.
Well, there's also, I was going to say, like, I saw on your computer, Kai, that as soon as it was like, oh, there's an update for Star Wars Battlefront 2 for 2005.
Multiplayer's come back!
Yeah, it's like, why is it called Star Wars Battlefront 2005? Quick Google. Multiplayer's back. Awesome. I'm going to know what I'm going to play.
I got a nice, urgent, excitable text from you that day, and I was pretty pumped for it too.
I know.
Yeah. I was like, are you serious? Like the popularity for Battlefront 2 is so high that, fuck, let's open up some servers of the original.
So, I'm so happy about that.
It's great.
Like, even if it's just for number 2, like, I like both, but...
I prefer the first Battlefront to Battlefront 2.
I think I bought number 2 first.
It's got better maps. I think Battlefront 2 is better in every regard, except for map selection. The map selection of 1 is so much better. Okay. But Battlefront 2 doesn't have Bespin Cloud City, and that makes me upset.
Yeah, but
That's
also,
true.
like, instant action. And...
Well, the first one had instant action.
Yeah, not in space, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it didn't have space battle.
No, I mean...
But Bespin Cloud City, you get to fly around in X-Wings, and, like, it was just a good map. Like, me and my friend Axel, whenever we played Battlefront 1, first map, and probably almost only map we ever played was Bespin.
I will always, if I have both games at home, I will always put in Battlefront 2. I can't go back to 1.
I only prefer 1 because I think it's got better maps.
Yeah.
Every other regard, 2 is so much better.
Yeah.
Like, it is a perfect sequel, except for map selection. And there's a few maps in 2 which I in terms of the structure, because I play a lot of multiplayer first-person games, so I look for good maps.
Yeah.
There's a lot of maps where it's just like, not a good map, where it's just like, there's the chokeholds aren't very good, where it's just like, or it's two-way, not a lot of battlefieldy maps where it's like you go left or you go right. It's like, oh, but where's like the big battlefieldy maps? Like, I really like Jabba's Palace. That's a really good map in the second game.
I didn't.
You did like Jabba's Palace? Actually, no, I take it back. Gamorrean guards can go fuck themselves. How they had that one hit me.
I really never could get into that map. I was really.
I did like how you can go to the Rancor pit.
That was cool.
That was the only thing that I went through that once and was like, oh, this is pretty cool, and then from then was like, this Rancor's fucking annoying now.
No, it was the Gamorrean guards. You'd be shooting, or whoever, like, say you're playing clones or something. You should be shooting a fucking droid, and this Gamorrean guard just shows up and one hits you, and you're like...
So did you play as the Rebels, or as...
You picked what type of... First you picked what era, so you picked either...
Yeah, so who did you play as?
If I was playing OG, Empire all the way.
Yeah.
Because Dark Troopers are the fucking best.
Great.
Like, again, you can full charge one hit people, fly around the map, and you get sick grenades. And also, Empire get the best heroes. Just get Darth Vader, just walk around like...
It's literally like, no, don't even try.
But if I was playing, like, prequel era, I bounced between, because I liked Clone Troopers quite a bit.
See, I love playing
I did like playing as droids.
See, the CIS.
Despite the fact that Super Battle Droids in Battlefront 2 were nerfed so hard.
Oh, that was stupid.
In Battlefront 1, okay, they were a bit too strong in Battlefront 1. Battlefront 2, they were just like, look at me with my arm gun, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Look at me with my arm, I'm dead.
I love playing
you're also fucking up if you're not playing as droidicas. Like, if you're not playing droidica, what are you doing?
Like, that's why I'm like, well, that was the only reason I played, like, Battlefront, was to either play on Mos Eisley, where there's that battle mode where it's hero v heroes.
Oh, hero v hero, yeah.
I love that battle mode.
Darth Maul just like...
Darth Maul just owns.
Darth Maul.
Or Yoda. When we first time we played Battlefront 2, just so people aren't confused, this is old Battlefront 2. Just in case.
Yeah, we haven't got early access to Battlefront 2.
Yeah. I've heard the new Battlefront 2, in terms of gameplay, is alright. Like,
I played the beta, it feels great.
Like the last podcast we had Sean and Ben on, they've been playing it, and they said it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's great fun.
And I'm like, oh, could be good. Like, but at the same time I was like, I did play the beta for the first Battlefront, and I really liked it, and then...
Yeah.
I was like,
That was just because it was just a skeleton.
Yeah. But anyway, like, this old Battlefront 2, I remember, like, when we first played as Yoda, how like he's little tiny like. And like one of his attacks, he just jumps up and zigzags and just run up between two like droids, like running. You're like
My 3 favorite maps that you could do Yoda in was Mos Eisley.
Dagobah. Did you like Dagobah?
I like Dagobah, but not my top 3. Jedi Temple.
Yeah.
Oh, Jedi Temple was. I love playing
Kashyyyk was the best map.
Kashyyyk was probably my best.
You could play as the whatever they're called.
Wookiees.
The big fluff, the Wookiees.
The big fluffies.
How do you not remember?
No, I was like the Chewies. No,
the big Chewies. Yeah.
No, and there was also when you played in on the old maps or the old era, you could play as the Ewoks.
Oh
No,
yeah.
you couldn't.
Couldn't you?
Nope.
Oh no, the Ewoks.
Ewoks were there.
They helped you, or they were against
They
you.
were a yellow. They were because you were either blue or red, and then there's yellow units. So like if you're playing Naboo, Senate Guard, or not Senate Guard, like
sorry, I just remembered in Hoth you could play
Town Guard.
In Hoth you could play as a Wampa.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, you could.
No, you couldn't.
Yes,
How?
you could.
Without a cheat code?
No, there was a mode where you could play as the animals.
I've sunk at least 100 hours in the Battlefront 2. How have I not found this?
Let me see.
I know you could ride the Tauntauns. That was fun.
Yeah. But I didn't know you could work all
But Dagobah was one of my favorites because they go to the Force Cave in Dagobah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But if you're playing like say Rebels and you're against Empire, you walk in the Force Cave and you're like, he's here.
See, that's what I want from the new ones. Is a little bit more of that. Sure. Maybe it doesn't make canonical sense. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Give me my fan service.
Yeah. Well, it's like Battlefront was the whole idea was just old school Battlefield with a Star Wars paint job. That's what it was. Which is like put a Star Wars paint.
What do you got?
You can play as the Wampas.
Oh,
is that a mode or is that just chance?
I think it's sometimes chance.
I never had that happen.
Wow. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
And I used to play that game religiously.
Hoth used to annoy me because I'd try and play as rebels. Like, I'm going to do what the movie did. I'm going to try and tow cable those AT-ATs. I could never do it. I could just never get it working.
No, it was a little bit janky.
There we go.
I always played Empire just because Luke was a bit underpowered.
Ewoks.
No, I'm a fucking idiot then.
It just must be.
Why would you want to play as an Ewok though?
Nah, they were pretty boring. They were pretty shit.
What?
You're talking to a woman who inhabits 2 creatures in the Star Wars universe.
True.
One's an Ewok.
And the other one's a Jawa.
And one's a Jawa.
And one's General Huxley from Force.
Why do you offend her so?
I saw it was like, oh, Daddy's like not technically a Ranger, but like she got the red hair.
I do.
General Huxley's an angry redhead who's just like, destroy them.
He's an angry Nazi.
We will destroy the Alliance.
He's an angry Nazi redhead.
Angry Irishman.
Kylo Ren, I told you my clones, or not clones.
Except he's.
I told you my soldiers.
Wait, no, I'm way too small to be here.
Maybe we should be clone troopers. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm way too tiny to be here to be Huxley. I was about to say old as Huxley.
I wonder if Huxley's coming back for Last Jedi. Is Huxley coming back for good? I want to see him yell at people again.
I don't like him.
I just like.
He's a horrible character.
No, I love.
He has no point.
No, he does. We need that totalitarian Ranger to yell at people. Do
you know what? That's exactly what was missing from all other 6 movies. You're right.
Yeah.
They would have been so much better.
Legit, the scene where the First Order scene where it's just the big wide text and it's got him just screaming at his troops.
Yeah.
There's like, we will destroy the Reliance,
the Empire, and he's like full of like shaking and like puts his arm down.
Yeah, he spits at the camera and he's just like. He's like, well, we don't have a Death Star. We've got something better than a Death Star. A bigger Death Star.
That's the official term.
A bigger Death Star.
Oh, did you see Justice?
It's like, I love there's that line in the movie where it's like the Death Star, but bigger.
It's like, what's the way to blow it up? There's always a way to do that.
Did you see Blue Harvest was on TV the other night?
No, I didn't.
It was on TV. It was great.
I would have watched. Well, actually, I wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have been doing much.
We watched Blue Harvest. It was only because it only goes for an hour.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's for 90 minutes.
Does it?
Yeah, they'll go for 90 minutes.
Not the televised ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they take a lot.
Because Australia is...
Well, it's a Battlefront 2.
Danny Laskus is true.
Also,
South Park isn't censored here.
Yeah, I know.
It's really good. I was talking to Eric about it. He said that he likes Fractured But Whole. I just love that
I
title.
also love Fractured Buttholes.
I had someone. We have a friend who works at EB Games.
Shout out to our friend that works at EB.
Here's her name, here's her address, and here's the store she works at.
Here's our PSN account, Adam.
And
She's looking for single men.
no. And
Does she listen to this?
I don't think so.
You might want to make her.
No, but anyway, they were telling me just like so many people would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go buy Fractured Butthole, haha," and like
That's
like,
where she should stone cold sell them, but like, because there's technically not a bad word in there.
Yeah.
No.
Like, you'd be like, oh, so you mean South Park Fractured Butthole?
Yeah, no, they do. They always do that, and it's just really
The stone, and then be like, oh.
Yeah, no, because they get so bored of it because so many people have
Or
asked
she
it.
should put on the best Kenny voice she can. Not Kenny, Carmen voice, and be like, you fucking jump like freaking butthole, fuck you, Ken. Man, look you fractured butthole.
If you can get a raise for doing that, that'd be amazing.
Yes.
You know, Battlefront 2 is so good.
Star Wars. So
How good is the bit where like you in the map? That's one map I do. Like, A, you can play on the Death Star. That's cool.
Oh, I
But
love
B,
that map.
That's actually another favourite of mine.
You go to the planet where Darth Vader becomes Darth Vader. Not or you can play on Mustafar, but
Yeah.
where they actually Darth Vaderify him. That's one of
Yeah.
the planets.
Oh yeah, that facility, yeah.
The moon facility. I can't remember.
Can't remember that.
Also, how funny is it when you get to play as like the Emperor? You just like glide around.
Yeah,
You're
he's like,
yay.
No, you glide around and then you do your special and you like spin attack. And when I first did that, I actually dropped the controller. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, not expecting
You
that.
did the whole
Yeah, it was that kind
Oh,
of
I
wall,
remember
whatever it was.
have you guys seen Star Wars Tales?
No.
So it's a Lego
Oh,
anime
was it the Lego? Yeah, the Lego
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
where they just take the piss out of Star Wars.
Okay.
There's, they get to the point where they're trying to arrest Palpatine.
What?
Because it recounts all the movies.
I just did a fucking Bandicoot.
Wow!
I didn't even realise I did that.
It's affected our generation.
Oh no, it's in
So it recounts the movies, but makes fun. Oh, Droid Tales, that's what it's called. But it makes fun of all of them.
Droid Tales?
Yeah, it's called Droid Tales. Yeah.
No, wasn't
Cause
it the Maker family?
What?
Wasn't it the Maker family?
No. Because it's called Droid Tales because it follows C-3PO and R2-D2, and they're like
That's right.
retelling what happens in the trilogy.
Oh, okay.
So like, it gets to when they're going to arrest Palpatine in Episode 3. You hear does the
Oh fuck.
Do you know how...
Did someone just throw him?
No,
It was
he gets up and does it, but instead of flying at them, he just flies around the room like.
That's one thing I will say. Lego movies have this real slapstick sense of humor down pat.
absolutely.
They're memes. They're
They've got
like,
that
they look
so
at the
well
like
done.
Star Wars meme. The writers just like at their computer type in Star Wars memes like, we'll work every single one of these
Pretty
into the
much, eh?
script.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That's pretty much.
It's like Sam Jackson's like, is it Palpatine? We're here to arrest you for. We think you're a bad guy. Are you a bad guy? No. And his face changes to the duck. He's like, it's like this Lego. He's like trying to just. It's like, that looks like a bad guy face. We're gonna arrest you, Palpatine. He's like,
That's his beam me up, Scotty. He says, ah! And just goes up in the sunset.
Oh, it was so good.
Jesus.
Have any of you guys played Star Wars? What's the? What's this called?
What's the gameplay like?
It's a old. Oh man, I got 5% battery. It's like an old Doom like first-person shooter. It's an old Star Wars game.
Ooh.
It's called like Empire
First Assault?
Shadows.
First Assault?
No, it's called. Dark Forces.
No.
No.
It's so. Well, it's really cool for the time. It's essentially like most Star Wars or Lord of the Rings games.
Yeah.
Take a game and give it a Lord of the Rings or Star Wars paint job.
Of course.
So this is a take Doom, put a Star Wars paint job on
How
it.
old is it?
Pretty old.
Just like Doom's Doom era?
Yeah.
Oh,
Doom
wow,
era.
sweet.
It's really, but it's a lot of fun. Like it's hard, like games from that era. And this was the game that brought in the infamous Star Wars character who's no longer canon, Kyle Katarn.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Jabba.
No man. But like so this was like the first game in guys know the Jedi Academy series.
Yes.
This was technically the first game in that series because
Oh,
these
cool.
all linked together.
Oh, right.
It's like
Cool.
and all that stuff. Did any of you guys play any of the Jedi Academy games?
No, I didn't.
No, the Jedi
unfortunately.
Academy Jedi Knights I never got into.
I played both. I played Academy and Knight. I don't think they're as good as everyone says they is. I think they're a little too hard to get into.
Well, here's what I have to say about them. You guys didn't let me finish. What the fuck?
We're throwing out a casting call. We need a new co-host. You need to be funny.
What did Danny do? What did Danny do wrong?
You need to be funny and not do any of the shit that Chris just did.
And not have red hair, apparently.
Or be called General Huxley. If you're willing to let us call you General Huxley, then the best character.
Danny, do your best General Huxley impersonation.
Call me Hux.
No.
I will not call you Hux.
We will destroy
Can
the land.
you do your closest imitation of General
I
Huxley?
don't know. I've only seen like Force Awakens
Kylo
about
Ren.
twice.
I love the grumpy face. He's like Kylo Ren.
He's like, rah.
We must evacuate.
He's the whining middle child.
I love him so much though.
I hate him. He's no point.
But that's
man.
the point. You're meant to hate him. Like
No, I mean I don't hate him as like his like him. I hate the fact he's just a shit character. Like he does nothing.
I love how him and Kylo Ren have got the like. No,
I punched him for he punched me first.
Yeah.
I punched him
We
first.
would have found the girl if Kylo Ren took him in. Just saying. Ooh. Just.
You take what you will from
and
me.
Kylo Ren's just
I'm
like-
not insinuating anything.
And Kylo's just like, you throw me under the snook bus? Alright, fine. Jeez. I'm gonna go rage out in my MacBook.
That's actually one of the things I love about Kylo Ren the most. Is pretty much a fucking adolescent.
As much as he's really fun to make, he's really easy to make fun of.
I love him.
He's probably one of the deepest characters.
That's
in
why I
Star
love him.
Wars.
He's not just this black
I've gotten
and white
into
evil
way
guy.
too many arguments about this.
Yeah.
But I guess I have when I find someone who's just like, but legit Kylo Ren's great. I'm like, yes, thank you. Like, yes, like, oh, he's whiny. It's like, yeah, there's a reason why.
I am excited to
He's
see
the-
where he goes in the second
Yeah.
one.
well, this again, it's Star Wars related, so it's fine. I thought that from the what we saw, well, for just what they're gonna do is they were gonna start Rey and Kylo at lava stages. It's
Yeah.
just like they're not. Kylo Ren's not a Master Sith. Rey's had no training whatsoever.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren's had little bit of training from both light and dark, so they're both in the whole fledgling we're badass stages.
No, wait, no.
And then at the end of Force Awakens, they both prove themselves in their own way.
He's not called Kylo Ren, he's called Ben!
Just wait till they make a Ben Solo film.
Ben,
It must be called Solo.
No, it's called Harrison Ford. No, it's called Harrison Ford Paycheck number 34.
I love Harrison Ford and how grumpy he is at the moment.
He does, like, to be honest, he does give it his all in his acting.
No, he does. No, it's just the interviews that he's like, I'm so fucking sick of this promotional shit. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to make movies. Fucking
He just wants to go act and go home and then fuck his wife. Or at least try to. Or crash a plane. One of the two.
And get something. Did you
Or
see
get his
that
leg,
video?
or get his
Twist his
leg,
ankle.
or just fall over.
Yeah.
No, did you see that video, the interview with him? They asked him like a few
And he
questions.
pissed himself laughing.
Probably. I don't
You see
know.
this one with him? Oh my god, I'll send it to you. It's the funniest
No.
interview I've ever
But
seen.
The only time I've ever seen him happy was at Star Wars Celebration.
Oh.
That's the only time I've seen him actively and be happy about engaging with a Star Wars fan base. Every other time he's like, you're all nerd. He's like William Shatner, but a little bit more tactful about it.
A little bit.
A little
A little
bit.
bit. He's just.
He doesn't outright call his fans nerds.
Yeah.
He just is like, man, you guys should, I don't know, do something.
Probably should go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know, I'm just Han Solo.
What were you gonna say?
And Indy. No, it said he had an interview with him, and
Another boop.
some person, like the person that was asking him, he was like, "So, what happened? How did you feel when the door fell on you on your leg?" And he was like, "Fell? It just was on me. Like, it didn't fall. It was going down, and it hurt my leg. I was on the ground. That's how it was. What happened? And it was great."
I love Harrison Ford.
He's got such a great attitude. Like, I like the one that he sat with an interview, and he was saying, so, you've got a new Indiana Jones film in the works. You've revisited Star Wars. Now you're going back to your Blade Runner. You're revisiting all your old franchises. And he just looks at him and is like, well, is that a problem?
Yeah, no, it's the same
It's a
video that
pro-
I've watched.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
"What? Is that a problem? Like,
Yeah.
So a paycheck's a paycheck. He's fully accepting that everyone's calling him out, and he doesn't give a shit.
And he was also.
That's
it's
been
like,
interesting. What do you guys think? It's kind of Star Wars related. What do you guys think?
Speaking of Star Wars, did you guys hear that Visceral got shut down?
Oh Jesus.
shut up. Let's continue. Let's talk about Han Solo.
Well, no, I was gonna say is like, what do you guys thoughts of a new Indiana Jones movie?
I don't care less.
Yeah, I'm not
No,
a big.
I don't care less.
I'm not a big.
I
particular fan.
care, but not in the whole. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what the outcome is, because I have a very strong feeling it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Because Shout out for Dave's dad, who if anyone could hear him. Because is Steven Spielberg coming back to direct?
I don't know.
I can't remember because he's done all of them.
I think he is actually.
Oh, okay.
I can say this comfortably without being shunned by anyone, but I've not been a big follower of the Indiana Jones.
Fuck.
Yikes!
Drinking some of your water.
Puberty 2.0.
But yes.
I apologize. I've had a cold for like the last week, so if I sound nasally, that's why.
I thought it was just because you're Australian.
Hey. He was
I
throwing
should
now.
just spat back in your mouth.
Oh.
He's like, how dare you mock me? I am the man.
I am the only one who mocks, bitch.
Yeah. No,
I am the one who mocks.
So yeah, I remember I've told you about this before. You don't like Indiana Jones that much, Danny.
No, it's like I like it. It's a cool. Hey, it's Harrison Ford, but it's like, and he's attractive, but no.
I think not Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but there's some.
I'm so in love with Crystal Skull.
I love it when I was a kid.
I wasn't a big fan
I
of
remember
it.
watching it in cinemas being like, fuck yeah, aliens,
yeah.
man. Kate Blanchett with her hair that doesn't move in the wind, and man, Shia LaBeouf swinging with those monkeys. Ooh,
See,
yeah,
I didn't
love
mind-
this movie. And I watched it
didn't mind
again.
it.
Watched it again when it came out on DVD, and I was like, was I high? I was 10, maybe.
Oh my god, it came out 11 years ago.
Yeah. I remember that was an event though, the new Indiana Jones movie.
I know, I'm surprised it was that long ago. Holy shit.
The I like the trilogy's really good. It's probably some of the best action film of all time. Do you guys have a favorite? Temple of Doom all the way.
I honestly have not seen an Indiana Jones film in so long. Like, I just don't.
Do you have a favorite, Chris?
I don't care. Like, that's what Indiana Jones is one of those things I've never gotten.
Oh, fair enough.
See,
I've
I
never
like
quite
Indiana
understood them.
Jones, but it's just I'm not invested and fussing over about it. Unlike Blade Runner, which
Well-
I'm excited.
Well, I've seen
Still haven't seen Blade
them.
Runner.
I've seen
I know.
them, and I enjoyed them when I watched them. However long ago that was,
Yeah.
ballistically long time ago. But I'm like, I could do without.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm probably not gonna watch D to It's just one of those things that everyone like screams at you to watch. I'm like, I don't really. You never really
that's
got
fair.
me.
Yeah.
Never really got
That's
me.
fair.
We guys need to talk about spoilers for Blade Runner next week then.
Well, we probably won't have seen it till then.
Blade
Well,
Runner?
whenever I'm next on because I saw it like last week.
What, Blade Runner?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Oh yeah.
Fucking fantastic. Is just bring
I've heard
food
that from
and water
everyone.
and make sure you go to the toilet before you go because
Oh,
it
yeah.
is long.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
2 hours 50 something.
Yeah, we started at 7:50. We got out at like 11.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
So it's long.
almost
It's
3 hours
long, but it's
And that's
really good.
including ads as well.
And you have to consider it's slow.
That
Yeah.
it's
But
it's
it's
cinematic.
in a good way.
Okay, Danny, I just want to point out, you said it's a cinematic.
Sorry, it's a cinematic masterpiece.
See, it's not cinematic because it doesn't run at 30 frames per second. It runs at 24 frames per second.
Also, Danny, every movie is inherently cinematic.
Masterpiece. But okay, no, let me rephrase that.
It's part of being a movie.
Except if it goes straight to DVD, then it's not cinematic.
Yeah. Even then,
It doesn't go to
When's dinner?
cinemas.
filmmaking is
It doesn't go to cinemas, so it's not cinematic.
When's dinner?
No, but I was gonna. I think the title you're looking for, Danny, is a think piece.
Yes, it's like Blade Runner, the original.
You know what's funny? Box office wise, it's like Blade Runner the original. Apparently, 2049 is not doing too well. Box office.
It's not doing too well. It's doing horribly.
Yeah.
Like it's
Bombing.
Gonna be a flop.
Yeah.
Which sucks because
upsetting,
it does leave it open for a sequel. It doesn't rely on a sequel, thank Christ, because so many movies do now. It does leave it open
This
for a
is
second
where-
one, and
this
it's one of those ones that you actually want
See,
to see.
I can't complain. I can't have a go at people too much because again, me and Danny haven't seen it. But that's not because we don't want to. We
We've
haven't
just
had the
been so
time.
busy.
I think the good thing about this film is the greatest thing about it is also the worst thing about it. In that the greatest thing is that they've let a creator have that and make the movie that will make the most sense for what he wants to do, and then involves a 2.5 hour long movie.
2 hours
that is-
50.
Yeah, well, it's about 2 hours 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That is long, slow, not action filled like the trailers lead you to believe sometimes, and it's a real think piece, as you said, and it's actually a masterpiece as well.
Yeah.
But that kind of movie doesn't sell.
Yeah.
And so the greatest thing about it is that the studio let them do it. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
know. I'm like,
But the worst thing is about it's not going to get enough attention
It's
for
also
it.
because Denis Villeneuve had a reputation behind him.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's I think that the script was just
Yeah.
kind of gave that.
I think
that away as well.
yeah, like it sucks because it is an expensive movie. They spent a lot of money
Yeah.
on it. And again, like
Well, because it's been in the works since 1999.
like I said back in this podcast, money is the deciding factor. So if
Yeah.
it bombs,
Which it has.
It can pick itself back up because the run. It's as soon as the run ends in cinemas, like as soon as the last once all the major theaters change, moving it out now. That's when the run ends. If for somehow it picks up, which it can, like again, word of mouth can spread it around even more. Because I have not heard a single bad. I think the closest thing to a bad review I saw was Jeremy Jahns. Even then, he didn't say it was bad. He just didn't say it was perfect.
What did he say?
Well, it was the last third that kind of got a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying.
That's his opinion.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. That's what he's saying. I think it's the middle that drags on a bit. But
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing that's unintentional there. There's no filler.
From what I've heard, everyone I've talked to have seen it. They've all said it's great.
There's no way that I wouldn't recommend it. Well, there are many people I wouldn't recommend it to.
Yeah.
It's one of those films that you can't recommend to everyone.
It'd be one of those movies that Danny, you like the Blade Runner. Say if I went and saw it with someone who wasn't a film person, I'd walk out being like, fuck yes, that was great.
We had about 3 or 4 couples that walked out halfway through.
Really?
Because they go in expecting something else, and it's long and it's slow and it's plodding and it's methodical, and people who don't want that, which a lot of people there do, they left because they were expecting more action. They probably will go out with the thinking, oh, it was boring.
Yeah.
And if that's the kind of movie you want, then yeah, it's boring compared to that, but that's not what this movie is.
Boring compared to a Transformers movie, even though
I grew up.
If you're slightly intellectual.
Well, let me put it this way.
And want to think when you watch a movie.
Well, let me put it this way. How many explosions were in the trailer?
I don't know. None.
I think one.
All gunfires or action scenes.
I remember one of the trailers. Actually, to be honest, out of all the Blade Runner trailers, I think this might have heard it. I didn't think any of the trailers were good. I didn't like any of the Blade Runner trailers that came out.
Because they're trying to sell it as something it's not. Because they're trying to sell it as a more action-oriented film that it's not. Yeah. But there's maybe 3 action scenes that they go through in those trailers. There's maybe 5 in the movie.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, when you look at that, say, oh, there's 3 action things in the trailer. There's 10 in the movie. No, it's not an action film.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, I know. Especially if you watch the original Blade Runner.
Well,
there's 4.
It's definitely in that vein.
4 action scenes in the original Blade Runner, and even then they're not there's the chase scene when he's chasing down the
that's
chick.
Not even
these aren't your tip. The only one I would call an action scene is the end action scene.
Yeah. Well, the end chase and fight.
Even that's more. Calling that an action scene undercuts it. That's a confrontation.
Here's what I'll say for you, Danielle, and this will probably give you a lot of faith in this film as well.
Yeah.
Not that you're not sold on it already.
Oh, I'm super.
But me, I will go down as this being one of the top 3 movies of this year.
Really?
Without a doubt. As someone who thinks that the original Blade Runner is one of the most overrated films in cinema history.
I'm with you.
I think it's above average at best.
Yeah.
Someone who didn't enjoy the whole way that it was shot, the way that the story was presented at all, this film is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
That's
and
good.
it has a lot in common with the original.
Yeah.
It follows a lot of the themes and it follows a lot of the story, but for me, it is by far the superior. A lot of people go out there and say the original Blade Runner is still best, which is fine.
Yeah.
But for me, this one surpasses the original.
I've watched. I like Blade Runner now. I think it's definitely. I wouldn't call it an okay. I'd say the original is definitely good. Original Blade Runner is definitely at least. I like it because it's not a it's not a generic movie.
It's not a sci-fi shooter.
Yeah, it's just here's a thinking piece again. Here's another think piece. Now you guys gotta stop hurting yourselves.
Yeah.
Both my co-hosts are bleeding at the moment.
Yeah, all because of the cat.
Fucking puss.
Fucking pussy.
But yeah, no, I do think the original Blade Runner is, from a pacing standpoint, it's overrated. It drags so hard.
I'm not too concerned about the pacing. I think that's just Ridley Scott's style. Yeah. It was more just the whole package of it was for me felt very lacking. Yeah. Part of that could have been because I watched it later.
See,
first time I watched Blade Runner, I thought it was boring. But not from I was expected more. I knew what it was. I just couldn't get into it. I was like,
I just think, I'm just thinking because it could have been me watching it after it had been talked up.
How old were you when you watched it for the first time?
I was 16 the first time.
I was 18, 17.
Really? See, I grew up watching this film.
So that's where my thought comes from.
Your family Blade Runner. I do not associate Blade Runner with I can just chuck it on anytime. And so your family, you can just chuck Blade Runner. It's just it's a movie about what is humanity. Let's dissect what is it in a 2.5 hour movie. That's just conversations. Not even that, just people looking at things and stuff. Which I love. I think Blade Runner is cinematography wise is beautiful as well. But I just don't. I think
you think that movie is beautiful.
I've heard. Yeah.
I don't think I've actually seen a more beautiful film.
See, I'm excited for that.
Like, if you, for nothing else, if you just want to turn the sound off.
We were told to go see it in Cinemax at the minimum.
You see that in the biggest
IMAX.
goddamn screen you can with the best goddamn speakers, because this is probably Hans Zimmer's best work since the Dark Knight trilogy as well.
So
Yeah,
excited.
which is good because my other big issue with the original Blade Runner. This isn't even Star Wars related, but who cares?
Sci-fi.
My big issue with the original Blade Runner, the soundtrack overstayed its welcome.
Really?
I don't know. I don't think it's bad. It's a great soundtrack. It overstays its welcome.
Where?
There are times where it's just you don't need a soundtrack. Where it's
See,
just
I liked that. It for me, it completed the whole film, and it made me love the experience more.
yeah, oh, definitely. But there's a lot of scenes where just the soundtrack is overplaying everything for some reason. Like a quiet character moment where the people are talking and then just. You're like, you didn't need that. Like, there are times where it feels sitcom-y, where it's just like, music beat now. It's like, no, you don't. You could have kept it quiet. There are times. That's what I mean. Where it overstays its welcome. Where the soundtrack is like, well, I'm not like there are great like the big wides where it's like booming. That's I love that. It's just when there's smaller things happening, where the soundtrack it's too bombastic for how small things are happening. Where it's just like it doesn't. It is for me.
The soundtrack for the original was a little bit ahead of what the film was.
Yeah.
And so it did kind of feel a bit overbearing at times, but this one is pretty much perfection.
But back to Star Wars video games. Did you guys play Star Wars Connect?
Fuck off.
No.
This is where I pull the plug.
Oh, it's gonna be
Pull plug and not just on this.
Oh wait, Danny, you played.
Hey, you say you don't like the solo game? The name for the new solo movie?
Yeah.
Han Solo. Han Solo.
I would have taken that. I
Solo.
would have taken a gif of that over the actual title.
Just have a GIF as the title screen.
Yeah, why not? No, actually, there was many. Danny, I haven't played it, but you said you liked Empire at War.
Yes.
Why do you like? What is Empire at War? Tell the fans at home.
Oh dear. I'm probably the worst person to explain it. Empire at War is a top-down real-time strategy game that you take control of either the rebels or the Empire with a little bit of a mini story.
Yeah.
But it's more just based around base making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an RTS.
RTS, yeah. Love those. Love them.
And it's fun.
Do you like it, Danny? Yeah.
Yes. Like, I go back to it a couple of times. Like, the music, the fact that they have proper, like, the voice actors for it in the little mini...
I do know there's a button in the game where it's just engage shields.
Yes.
Sean told me about it. It's like, there's a button that just engages shields. I'm like, yes. Someone will be like, engage shield!
Yeah, no, because you have a shield over your base that you put in the center, and it just encompasses
and all your ships have shields as well and all that.
Yeah, that's in the space map missions.
Yeah, but that's... Well, isn't the whole thing, it's a blend of top-down RTS, but then you go out to planet views and you choose
So,
where you go to
so
planet,
you're in the space...
and you have space ships and you
So,
choose...
yeah, you have a space map, essentially.
Yeah.
You travel, like, you create your resources, your army and stuff like that in space.
Yeah.
And then you travel to other planets. Sometimes they have both space and land battles. Sometimes they have only space battles if it's just a space station. Sometimes they have only land battles if it's just a... Yeah, it's a space station.
It's a space station.
But it's that sort of thing. And it's really cool because it kind of...
That's your mama.
Yeah, is there any other... Okay, I own Empire War. I just have never played it.
Yeah.
I bought it in that Steam bundle.
So did I. I bought it in the Steam.
I probably have it, I've never played it.
Have you guys played any like the TIE Fighter or X-Wing games?
No, what was it? Rogue Squadron? No, I've never...
No, that's different. That's that was from GameCube. Oh yeah, Rogue Squadron. No, this is before that. This is old.
X-Wing Pilot?
Huh?
What Pilot? X-Wing Pilot?
X-Wing and TIE Fighter Pilot.
Yeah, no, I've never played them.
That for the time, they're a lot of fun. Like, a lot of fun.
Here's the ones that I've played.
Yeah.
I've played the Battlefront 1 and 2.
Yeah, good games.
I've played Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Played Rebellion Commandos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo.
Expected more from you there, Danny.
Yeah. Woo!
There you go. And the Battlefront remakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lego Star Wars and Force Unleashed 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Those are pretty much what I've engaged in.
more I've played. Like, I've already mentioned the Jedi Academy series, which is alright.
Jedi Academia.
Yeah. my Jedi Academy.
My Jedi Academy.
Sick of hearing about that.
Don't tell Philippe that.
I don't know. Just he's listening now, just like.
Yeah. He was Kool-Aid Man's us.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he's back from Japan. Yeah.
Yibru.
fucking lit.
I didn't say Hebrew. I didn't say that. I didn't
Hebrew.
say it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Hebrew. Before we end this segment, is there any other?
Israel. No, that's all good.
Israel.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, no, that's it for me.
There's a nagging feeling on the back of my head where I'm like, I've missed a crucial Star Wars game. None of you have played. I don't think I played it, but I know of it. You guys? It's got a weird name. It's a Star Wars fighting game.
Is it pod racing?
Thank you for bringing that up.
God damn it!
Pod racing is such a fucking good game, and by that I mean the first level's great. The rest of the game's broken and incredibly hard.
Really, that's what you mean by that's a great game?
Dude, the first level, the rest of it so hard to beat because it's so
Well, the
hard.
first level's pretty much a remake of the scenes from the film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything else is just play these levels, but it's really hard.
It's like Wipeout.
Yeah. Wipeout, but Star Wars.
But Star Wars, yeah.
Again, how do you make a Star Wars game? Find another game that works,
And
put a
put a
Star
skin
Wars
on
put a Star Wars paint job on it.
Pretty much.
But this game I'm mentioning is Tekken with a Star Wars paint job.
Oh.
Really?
How's Danny not heard of this?
It's called like Battlers of Cathan or something. It's got a weird name. It's got like a universe name where it's like this is this.
Yeah.
Apparently it's god awful. But this is alright.
But you can't help but love it.
Oh, and you guys played? If you guys played Star Wars Super Bombad Racing?
No.
Oh, no, I haven't, and I
Masters
hate
of
you that you
Terras
brought it up,
Kasai.
and I kind of want to
Yeah,
smack
Master
you.
Kasai, yeah, that's the one.
I kind of
Terras.
want to smack you now
Yeah.
that you brought that
Super
up.
Bombad Racing.
Fuck
A
off.
little launch title for PS2, I think. Oh, so
My
bad.
soul hurts.
Oh, my phone's at 9%.
My phone's at like 2.
My phone's at 53, get wrecked.
My phone's dead, Danny.
Ah.
Slut. No, sorry.
That's, yeah, we're
I
getting a
actually
Windows
love-
phone.
I actually love Danny just because I like being funny and saying being.
Yeah,
abusive.
like
Yeah,
to
'cause
call
you're
me a
stinky.
slut.
I'm playing a
You're
character.
stinky. That's why.
I don't know where that came from.
You two! You two have literally told me!
Shush.
You guys forget how many lips I give you.
That's
Yeah.
true,
You're
yeah.
talking about stinkies all the time.
Fucking roasting hour. Here we go.
You should come on to an Up Late with us one time.
I'll absolutely love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to, especially when you
I
use
had
stuff
no-
to ease up a bit. I'll be happy to.
I had no say in that. You're fine. I'm late with Kai and Chris. Danny's out. We're behind my back.
Okay, cool. Bye. I'm gonna go sleep now.
You won't hear any bumming, I promise.
Yeah, that's alright.
I know you're taken.
So that's the end of our Star Wars games featuring a Blade Runner,
Extravaganza.
featuring a Blade Runner discussion and a few other things.
More than a few.
Yeah,
It's fine.
We'll end
This
it
is
with
Ramblers, welcome.
also, if you're wondering what happened to the show segment, I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
Show segment.
Exactly. we're figuring out what to do with the show segment at the
We need
moment.
to show first.
I think we might even ditch the show segment.
Just
Well,
for
a
the
show
moment.
segment could be situational, depending on
Yeah.
what show's actually out there.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're in the middle of, we don't have time to watch any shows, so we haven't
Yeah.
watched Star Trek
Yeah.
for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And
You should
yeah.
talk about Big
And
Mouth.
also, yeah, Eric's.
Oh
not
yeah,
here.
Big Mouth.
Well,
Well, that's what-
that
episode.
features into our next segment.
Yeah.
What have we been playing / doing / watching /
Ah, is
anything?
your topic puberty?
Yes.
Yes.
Finally went through it, guys. Hit me like a truck. Alright, so
This facial hair came out.
Danny, I like putting you on the spot for this. What have you been playing / doing / watching?
I've been watching Big Mouth.
So have I.
Yeah.
That's
Really funny.
It's a really fun. Have you started?
No, I need to
this?
get into it, but
anyone
once
else-
you get out the way, I'll be there. Don't
Because
you
I
worry.
assume there's a few people who are listening to the podcast who don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Big Mouth is a show that came on Netflix. It's an animated series that tackles the hilarious topic matter of puberty in a very satirical and funny, but also like
Very
accurate
crude.
way. In a very crude and accurate way.
Well, it's R rating. It's an R rating here
In Australia, yeah. There's
So-
there's dicks and
Yeah, there's
vaginas
actual
and boobs
dicks and-
everywhere.
Yeah.
like, but it's animated, but it's not in like a graphic way. It's like
Yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah, I'm
like,
up for it.
Like if you want to watch dicks playing basketball, literally
Oh, yeah. Shit. Oh.
watch Big Mouth. But no, it's like it's generally like it's something that anyone can relate to, unless you
Yeah.
have like a thingy where you never went through puberty because you
That, or you just don't find the humor funny.
yeah. But it's really fun. Like it's that Rick and Morty esque nihilism type humor.
Oh,
which
sweet,
is
my
very-
favorite type.
Yeah, it's really funny. Like and also best characters, the hormone monster and monstrous.
Oh
Any,
yeah.
any
Oh.
TV show that has a hormone monster is one that requires my attention.
Oh man.
It's just I just
it's-
want to yeah.
Well, the show's like the brainchild of a few people, but Nick Kroll, if you know.
Yeah, no, the Kroll, yeah.
Yeah,
He's the only guy I know.
he voices like half the cast.
He does, yeah.
He voices the puberty, the hormone
Puberty
monster.
Monster. He voices
And
Lola.
It is so funny, the shit. Like there's like one bit where it's just like because he's essentially like when you go through puberty as a dude, like all
Yeah.
the the fucked up things.
All the urges.
All the bad, like all the fucked up bad urges that arise with that.
The essentially the like, you don't think about it, you just do thoughts.
And like, Danny knows what it's like to be a boy against everybody.
But it's really funny because like there's one bit where it's just like, hey Michael, we should watch the sexy from Dallas Buyers Club and try not to think about AIDS. He's like, oh no, Michael. And Michael's like, what? He's like, I'm thinking about AIDS.
Just like,
and they break the fourth wall so many times. There's like one bit where it's just like, oh, like,
we need to do this. Wait, no. But these guys
that's for next episode. Like, what do you mean? It's like, next episode, you guys are binging it. And he just looks at the camera, like, you're binging it, right? Yeah, you're binging it. Next episode's really good. It's just like, oh, they do so. There's like one bit where it's just like, there's this monologue from the puberty monster, or human monster, after the credits. Where, like, he just keeps talking as the credits rolling. He's just like,
and he breaks
how are you
through
it's like, how
the
are you
Netflix window.
Oh, cool.
Like,
no, that was someone else.
Oh, no, wait, no, that's not him. That's
there's like one where it's like he's just talking about like one of the characters' dad's balls, and he's like, how are you not thinking about his balls right now? They were so big. And just like he's going around, she's like, oh, Michael's asleep. Look at that kid. He's a good kid. How you guys going? You guys going alright? The credits. It's like I'm pretty sure he's dreaming about his dad's balls. Nice. Like I'm gonna be dreaming about his dad's balls.
I've been recommended to it by too many people to not watch it. So as soon as I get free time, I'll be on that. Don't you worry.
It's great. Danny, what else have you been doing?
Well, we played some more Cuphead, but that's not new. Apart from that, I literally have not touched a single game. It's upsetting.
Been the same. I've been playing Divinity when I can. Divinity and Total War. Yeah. Everything else. I haven't been a Cuphead with you, obviously. That's about it. Chris, what have you been playing?
I haven't been boring, dudes. I haven't seen a single thing or watched or played a single thing since Blade Runner, really.
It sounds like most of our lives at the moment.
Yeah, it's a little bit, but that's probably going to pick up by next. If I'm ever on the podcast again, there will be a whole bunch.
Absolutely.
Don't you worry.
Yeah.
This is pretty much the final 2 weeks that I'm going to be.
Absolutely.
Give me 3 weeks, I'll be an interesting human being again.
Yeah. I'll no longer be.
Who plays video games again? That isn't just I played a bit more Divinity. I played a bit more Total War.
Yeah, a bit more, just out of shame, because you're ashamed that you're like disregarding and ignoring your assignments.
Or like you're just like crying, you're like, I can't have fun anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. But that is episode...
On that nihilistic note.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
This is episode 14 of the Ramblers podcast.
Ramblers.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Chris, for being on.
Yeah.
No worries, thanks for having me on.
Being our other co-host.
Always have fun being here.
Anyway, so Danny, where can they find us?
So you can find us in our social media sites on Facebook, on facebook.com/ Now, I just actually checked this the other day. It's actually the Ramblers official podcast. Oh. So it's facebook.com.
We're now official.
Everyone look at Danny.
Facebook.com / the Ramblers official podcast. And then on Twitter, you can find us at podcast _ Rambler.
I just want to cut in randomly.
But yeah, so that's our social medias.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for listening. Yeah. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And share it so more people can like.
Yeah,
comment,
please,
and subscribe.
we want to.
And thank you for just listening in general. It means a lot. Yeah.
We appreciate you lending your ears.
Yeah, and even if it's just background noise, just listen to us.
Yeah.
I know. Sometimes we talk about cool shit. Sometimes we make fun of Danny. We want to be there for that.
In that order, though. I think making fun of Danny maybe come first.
Yeah.
Maybe comes first.
I think I might rename the podcast to the Make Fun of Danny podcast.
Yeah, we need to put a segment in there.
And the weekly Let's Roast Danny podcast.
If you want a third, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. But yes, everyone, thank you guys for listening. Remember to tune into us whenever we think. Just heads up, just in case if the stars don't align and we can't record.
Yes. For the next couple of weeks at least, because we are all in crunch time for assignments and exams.
But if we can record and update and edit, we'll put them up.
Yeah.
Just expect either delays or episodes to not just come up at all. This will come up though. If it's recorded, it's coming up.
Yeah.
But if it's not recorded, we'll put it up on Facebook.
Well, in before this corruption this has been corrupted and we haven't recorded after all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's fucking kill ourselves. Group suicide on podcast. Yes, that's good. And also, with the whole Eric thing, he for the next few months, just like if he's on and off, depends. Yeah. Well, if he can come on or not. But yes, everyone, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.